What's up, Epic 7? Before we jump into today's stream, I just want to give a special shout out to my sponsor, Huawei AppGallery. Huawei AppGallery is an app store platform which includes games, social media, pretty much any app you want across 18 different categories. But what's most important for us is that they offer insane discounts off your in-app purchases through events, coupons, and discounts. Huawei AppGallery saved me tons of money across the games I play, and they can do the same for you. So click the link in the description of this VOD for information on how to start saving with AppGallery today. Hey, yo, Saya. Azoth. Username was taken. Hey, Beardy. Welcome. Glad to see you guys. Let's go. You excited? We get some reveals. We get some news. We got some stuff to talk about. Hell yeah. What's up, Marco Polo? Comet, I see you. Armorsills. Are we done, guys? Are we finally done? Dead Prongo. Let's go. People just need to spread out for the guild photo, and it is over. Last Prongo down. Powder collected. Okay, well, nothing else to do there. Super excited about this upcoming story. Looks like another banger. I hope so, man. I heard Salome. Hello, Salome seems like she will be really good. That's shocking. Salome was never an option. She's too cute not to summon. Nice. Good morning, Triple Cheeked Up. Triple Cheeked Up. That's a hell of a name. What's up, Malfunction, Mr. Hake? Rolly, Jordan. Glad to see you guys here. Hey, Smilegate, please make these blooms be in the first spot, not these runes. Signed to the entire E7 community, please and thank you. Morning, Wolf. I didn't get Nodos, but I'm willing to pull Salome. Do you think she'll be worth it? We'll go over her kit here in just a few minutes, but yeah, I think she looks pretty good. I keep forgetting to do my world boss. Awkward. "1 a.m. in Australia." Good morning. I'm doing pretty good, Hiko. Thank you for asking. Mr. Wolf, whenever I want to create a desktop shortcut for E7 on the stove client, it doesn't work. Any way to fix it? Nope, the client is bitchy. Create a desktop bookmark for the stove client itself, but it's because of the secure way it logs in. It won't let you just hotlink into the game. You can only bring up the client and then do the sign-in process. It's a layer of security, which I guess is good, but it does prevent from you just pinning the game itself. Yeah, I know. Irritates me too. I dated an Aussie girl. That was a wild time of my life. And a Sheila. That's what you call them, right? An Aussie Sheila. She was amazing. You see my Malona build? Sure. If I don't have Senya and Afternoon Soak Flan, any alternatives for Advent? Senya, yeah, you can use Fire Cecilia and then just use Fire DPS units like Tori and stuff. But as for Stage 2, I think you could still do it without Asflan. It's just, you're just gonna have to take additional hits. Oh, Lady of the Scales is an interesting idea. That would buy you enough time to get all your single target hits off. Should I pity Salome or Scales? What do you think about it? That's going to be the big topic of today's discussion, I think. Hey, Tenabe. I know Tenabe is all... Can you guys guess why Tenabe is all excited? Could it maybe be... that Tenebria is coming to Chaos Zero Nightmare? Crazy too, right? She's an idol. It's basically Tenebria is cosplaying as Tamarin, right? She's going to be a galactic idol doing a space concert. So a very different Tenebria, and it's joined by Arya. This must be CZN's Arya, because that sure as hell doesn't look like any Arya I know. Man, if we get a collab, there's gonna be a whole ass other Tenebria at Epic 7. Yo, you are Ned. Thank you so much for the Prime, buddy. I appreciate you. Because Salome replaced Tenebria as Charon's #1 in E7, nobody replaces Tenebria in E7. Let's not talk crazy talk. Maybe younger Arya? Maybe. Maybe. I'm not doing Guild Wars right now. We'll do Guild Wars later. All right, guys. It's Hump Day. And that means there's news and the moment we've been waiting for, Salome. So let's go check out the news first, and then we'll go check out Salome. So what is happening in Epic 7 this week? Okay, Epic 7 Masters Group D result prediction event and Group C prediction event. Make sure you guys do this. I mean, it's free stuff. So just go in and do your votes. I'll put a link to this in the description of the video. If you don't want to think about it, just copy whatever the last person put in there and change your server and name and get some free rewards. So make sure you do this for groups C and D, and that should be happening this weekend, right? Yeah. The Masters tournament last week was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing it this weekend as well. Issues. Notice for the excess distribution of daily login rewards. Did you guys get excess daily rewards? I don't know if I got excess daily rewards. Hopefully they're not clawing anything back. Following the maintenance on January 29th, we've confirmed an issue where the previous energy mail distribution did not end on certain servers in the process of daily updating. As a result, energy was found to have been distributed in excess on the affected servers. Don't claw this back. Following measures will be implemented, so please refer to the details below. Excessive distribution went to Asia and Global. To address the error that occurred during the normalization of daily rewards, we're providing additional... good. Instead of clawing it back, they're just going to give excess energy to the people who were impacted. So additional stamina will be given to these servers. Energy will be sent to your mailbox. Very good, Smilegate. Very good. That's how you handle a problem. Special weekend all buff event. For those of you who have been asking me, is a buff event coming? And I said, probably, but wait till Wednesday. Well, we waited till Wednesday, and probably is now definitely. They are not, and it's not going to be the crappy little event where today is runes and tomorrow is, it's just everything. Everything is up all weekend long. Go ham, grind your stuff out, get your burning passion packs, and go claw through all these events. Very nice. Event Dungeon, Emergency Mission, Catalyst Search. Okay, so the Event Dungeon is back, and we're going back to the Catalyst version. Not such a big deal for veterans, but for new players, Catalyst Dungeon is huge. This will be in the Event tab under Special Events section, and make sure you always switch it to Hard. I don't know why, but every day when you go in, it will automatically highlight normal, and nothing sucks worse than dropping 5 quick battles into normal mode and getting shitty rewards, because even a day 2 player should be able to defeat hard difficulty. Just put some DPS units. Normal difficulty, even existing, is just a bullshit troll and should be removed. But anyway, for veterans, at least there's a small chance you can get Molagor out of it and some gold, so it is still worth doing, even for people that are flooded in Catalyst. But this is one of the nicest things they can do for new players, is this Catalyst selection chest dungeon. Let's see. You did it once. I've done it so many times. It's ridiculous. It wouldn't be so bad if it didn't just default you to normal. It's like, default me to hard at least. Come on. Ran and Sword of Winter Shadow drop rate up event. You'll probably see Ran at the top of a lot of tier lists, and his artifact is kind of nice for stealing souls, but let's be real, guys. This guy's hard to build and hard to play, and especially in a post-Biblis era, Cleave is suffering and aggro is really suffering, so I would not recommend chasing him. Plus, it's almost summer. It's almost here, and you know when summer hits, we get summer limited units. I would save up. If you really want Ran, use a selector ticket for him. Put him on your wish list. Please don't summon for regular RGB units unless you just desperately want them because they are husbando or waifu. He's not important enough to waste your bookmarks on right now. 416 update. This is where the real content is, guys. Let's see what's happening this week in Epic 7. This week in Epic 7, we're getting a Ran raid up banner, and they got me. The sons of bitches, they got me. Smilegate, why? That's wild. That's absolutely wild. I'm sure the comments are choice. They ran out of content. Oh, shit. Well, that's it for the news this week, but remember, it is a non-maintenance week, and non-maintenance weeks typically don't have a lot of content. Next week is maintenance week. That's when we'll see bigger content drop. That's when Salome will come out, and 1 week after that is going to be the balance patch announcement on May 1st, where we see hopefully tons of units get buffs and changes that will greatly impact the game and make things very different. And dude, then we are into summer. It's May already. That is crazy how fast this season is flying by. So I will look forward to seeing all of that later. Outro. So if you have any questions, ask them in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, Epic 7. Now let's talk about what we're all here for. Let's go talk about Salome. Salome. Let's see. We need to go over to the UB2B, and we'll go over to Epic 7. And there she is. Yo, this thumbnail, guys. Woof. Okay, let's go check out Salome. So much tension, cut it with a knife. I know, right? I'm here for it.
May all knights be with you, and with our spirits. The time of salvation has come. Seal your soul and await the night. Yes, Executor Salome, I am here.
Salome was a girl from an unknown rural...
Salome SMR, am I right? Oh, you ASMR lovers are going to be loving this unit's voice lines. She's so cute. Look how happy she is before she gets all corrupted.
Rural village in North Britannia. One day, an unknown disaster struck and her village was instantly annihilated. As the sole survivor, on the brink of death, Salome awaited the Covenant and prayed for salvation. Charon, who happened to discover her in that state, saw through Salome's potential. He then took her in and conducted an experiment. During the experiment, due to the excruciating pain of brainwashing and the side effects of corruption, Salome lost all emotions, becoming
Okay, so what, like every third comment's gonna be I can fix her, right?
the first seat executor of the Black Grail, as well as a living doll that listens only to Charon's commands.
Brutal story, guys. Brutal story. You know what's not ASMR? The voice in the left ear from this guy reading. It's a good thing that I got my left earbud in and not my right, or that would probably drive me nuts. But I did see that reported that there was an issue with the binaural audio and that they're trying to fix it. But yeah, sorry if that's annoying to you guys.
Salome is a
Dark element Aries warrior. So she's fast and she is tanky. And nothing else, just fast and bulky.
a 5-star Dark Elemental warrior. She has relatively high health and defense, and can increase her health further through her imprint concentration.
So who are other Aries warriors? Probably Laia, right? Is there any other Aries warriors? I can't think of any others. Surely there's another one. Edward Elric, ML Shu. Okay, so yeah, I mean, think about these units. ML Shu, Arya, fast and bulky. That's kind of how they're built, right?
Skill 2.
All right, let's get into it. We've been waiting for all of these crazy copy skills and to see what we've got. So, releases Divinity, granting skill nullifier to the caster and cloning a target hero except for the caster for 1 turn. So she can clone anybody, any target hero, enemy or friend. That means in PvE she will have some uses because she can clone people on her own team, but she can't clone monsters because those aren't heroes. Clone targets clones a target's appearance and abilities. While in the clone state, separate skill cooldowns are applied. Okay, so that means while she's in cloned state, her own skill cooldowns won't be moving, right? Because it's going to lock down her own cooldowns. So if you clone somebody who gets an extra turn, you can't cycle through her own skills, I'm assuming. When dispelled, okay, so clone is dispellable. It's not a unique effect, it's a buff. When dispelled, unique effects granted to the caster by the clone skill are also dispelled. So, like if you cloned if you cloned, I don't know, Nodos to get a unique effect, you can't clone out of it. Or you, sorry, yeah, you copy Conqueror's Vigor, and this gets dispelled, then the Vigor falls away too. Well, no, Vigor's not a unique effect. Vigor is a buff event. What's a unique effect she could clone? Lady of the Scales. You clone Lady of the Scales Abundance. When clone gets dispelled, Abundance falls away as well. Tamarin's Idol, good example. She won't stay in Idol's form. That will fall away. That makes sense. 1 turn, so it's a 4-turn cooldown. So she can only clone every 4 turns. It's a pretty long cooldown on an S2. Oh, dude, grants the character an extra turn. So that's really nice, right? She immediately gets skill nullifier when she uses the skill. So she survives a little bit. She copies a target, and then she procs an extra turn so she can immediately use that target skill. And because of the extra turn, that really takes us down to a 3-turn cooldown. Or does it? No, because when she's in the clone state, separate cooldowns are applied. So she will clone it, but the extra turn won't dial this down. I think that's the way I'm reading it. Maybe it will. Maybe the extra turn procs dials this down and then clone activates. It's going to be an order of operations, but I think it's so that you can't use an extra turn, a unit that gives extra turn. Like say you pick a unit that automatically gets like extra turn, right? You pick Celine and then you Soulburn Celine so that she can immediately go again off the extra turn. She'll come out of it. It doesn't let you use Celine's extra turn to dial down your turn cooldown. Okay, anyway.
2. Salvation. Releases divinity. Clone.
I want you guys to realize how evergreen this skill makes this unit. How insanely future-proof it makes this unit. Don't think of what units she can copy now. Don't be like, oh, she can copy Ludwig, she can copy Celine, she can copy Bossaruka. Don't think that. Think, oh, she can copy Kairon, who's not out yet. She can copy Ludwig, who's not out yet. She could copy the next most insane broken thing. It is the most evergreen skill I have ever seen in a kit. Every single unit that comes out will, in a way, make Salome, give Salome potential. Like people say, should I get Lady the Scales or should I get Salome? Just on the skill alone, you want to consider that they are actively coming up with ways to counter Lady the Scales, right? They're coming up with ways to ignore damage share and ways to deal with her threat. How can you deal with something that constantly evolves with every new unit that comes out? So I'm not saying she's better than Lay the Scales. We haven't really gone over her entire kit yet, or worse, but that's crazy. Also, grants an extra turn on a skill. Yeah, they already said it in chat. Moon Bunny stock's going through the frickin' roof, guys. If you don't have a Moon Bunny built, get a Moon Bunny built. Because anytime you see grants an extra turn on a fast unit, Moon Bunny, super, super good.
Running a target hero except for the caster for 1 turn. Grants skill nullifier once to the caster and grants an extra turn. When the extra turn begins, the cloned hero's skills can be used immediately. Clone is a skill that clones the target's appearance and ability.
Ooh, did you see that, guys? Strike of Aspiration. She doesn't just clone the skills. She doesn't just clone the appearance. She copies the artifact, too. Whatever artifact they're wearing, she's wearing.
While in the clone state, separate skill cooldowns are applied. When dispelled, unique effects granted to the caster by the clone skill are also dispelled.
Did you see that, guys? Did you catch that? Salome's going again. How's she going again? How'd she get an extra turn? This isn't the extra turn from her skill. The extra turn from her skill was copying, getting an extra turn, and then she's able to attack. Because she killed? What? Why did she get an extra turn when she killed? That's not part of Strays' kit. No, Strays' S3 doesn't give you an extra turn when you kill. No, Strays does not give you an extra attack when he kills. Strays is exclusive equipment, right? It's his EE. Grants an extra turn. His EE does. If you take off his exclusive equipment and go read his skill 3, there's not a damn thing in here about extra turn when he kills. She copies his exclusive equipment too. She copies the stats, she copies the artifact, and she copies the EE. Yeah. She copies everything. So whatever exclusive equipment you have on the enemy, she copies that too. That's kind of nasty, don't you think? Again, getting back to the how future-proof is the unit, she's future-proof for balance adjustments and new exclusive equipments. As exclusive equipments come out for other units, exclusive equipments have kind of come out for Salome too, if you get what I'm saying.
Skill 3.
Holy shit, all of that, and that was just one skill. Let's see what her actual big skill does. Nigdrasil's Judgment. That's a dangerous thing to say live on Twitch, isn't it? After inflicting collapse. We have got a new collapse unit, ladies and gentlemen. You like having some Genesis Ross on your team? You want more Genesis Ross? Let's go. After inflicting collapse on the enemy for 2 turns, wow, 2-turn collapse, attacks with the power of, not going to get demonetized, with a 100% chance after Mola to decrease defense for 2 turns. The most powerful debuff in the game, bar none, defense break, and if you soul burn it for only 10 souls, ignores effect resistance. Well, I think we have immediately found her best in slot artifact, right? She is a warrior, so say it with me. Thorn of a Blue Rose. Acquires 10 souls at the start of the battle. Tags book for mages and nobody ever sees it coming. If this artifact isn't in your wish list, y'all crazy. You're never going to want. There's never going to be a time when you're going to have enough of that artifact. Okay. Damn, we keep getting distracted because this keeps getting better to better. Deals additional damage to the target. So she's got pop damage in her kit too. Oh my god. Additional damage increases proportional to the caster's max health. Hey guys, this unit has built-in 3F on her S3. Wait a minute. After inflicting collapse on the enemy, singular defense break. It's single target. It's not as insane as I thought. It's single target. It's not AoE, so it's more like an HP scaling rocket punch, HP scaling Uberous Tooth, I guess. But it's only single target, but additional damage does feed into decreased defense, making the additional damage hit even harder. Depending on how hard this hits, right? You collapse them, you defense break them, you do pop damage. The pop damage is proportional to your health, and you can stack her HP up. This could potentially be a nuking kind of a hit. It doesn't strip. So much like Ross, if you don't have a stripper on the team, immunity is going to hard cuck this skill. Well, let's see how hard it hits.
Judgment.
Because pop damage based on HP after collapse, that should be able to kill just about anything that's not a serious bruiser.
With up to a 100% chance to inflict decreased defense for 2 turns, and deals additional damage to the target. Damage dealt and additional damage increased proportional to the caster's max.
So it was about a 5k pop damage off of a 27k health Salome, assuming she's not on pursuit set, but maybe she is. It's not bad. It's not insane, right? It's more like, let's weaken the hell out of the unit with some good damage that'll take, half of the HP away from an enemy by collapsing them, which makes them easier to kill, by defense breaking them, which will make it easier to nuke other people. No one has boss without immunity. One of my bosses doesn't have immunity. I guess I'm half of a no one. Yeah, you're going to need a stripper. It does. I cannot overemphasize the importance of immunity in a modern Epic 7 meta. Just throwing that out there.
Health. Skill 1.
Skill 1, Corrupted Divinity. Attacks the enemy with a spear and triggers a dual attack from the ally with the highest attack. Wow, a fast unit with a meta S1 because you S3, you get that defense break, and now she dual attacks. The only thing this is missing is a freaking defense break on her S1, right? Deals damage dealt, increases proportional caster's max health. So this might hit pretty hard on its own. Dual attack S1s are probably the second strongest S1s in the game. One might even say they're the strongest. I still think a defense break on an S1 is stronger, but this one is pretty heckin' strong. How hard does this hit?
Attacks the enemy with a spear and triggers a dual attack from the ally with the highest attack. Damage dealt increases proportional to the...
I missed it.
Increases...
Did 2193 on a non-crit.
Is proportional to the caster's...
But it pulls the nuclear unit along with it, right?
Max health.
Oh my god. Oh, that was the rupture. That was the rupture pop damage. Okay.
Seal your soul and await the night.
Corrupted Divinity, a creature heading for the end. Players will be able to meet Salome through the Mystic Summon starting April 23rd.
It's 1 week, guys. It's only a week away. Brutal. Okay, so let me turn the volume down a little bit so I can hear myself think here. Right now, you got a custom group summon up. You can pick anybody in the game you want. I mean, you know, within reason, up to Lady of the Scales. How strong is she? She's future-proof. You can do stupid things. For Cleave, I mean, look at this Cleave setup. Strays into Cavil. How do you survive that stuff, right? Cleave is a little bit weak right now due to the existence of Biblis, but Scales get rebalanced all the time. But speaking of Scales, how strong is Scales compared to her? Which one should you select? That's really hard to say. She hasn't been tested yet, but boss doesn't let you target other enemy heroes. True, but you can target your own teammates, though. Remember that. Wow. I kind of love the cleaving. So, Lady is good everywhere. She's good in Arena. She's good in Guild Wars. She's good in RTA. She's good on offense and on defense. There's even some PvE content where she can be really good there as well. So, yeah, Lady, I think, is a stronger unit than Salome on paper. Salome can copy skills, and that makes her future-proof. You got to think outside the box, not just what's existing now, but what's existing in the future. And also, holy shit, if she copies Lethe here, she can like drop the S3 again and have everybody basically ready for Lethe to drag him under the sea. That's kind of cool too. You got to consider what's coming in the future, not just what's here right now. I think she looks like she's going to be absolute gutter trash on defense, much like Nodos is gutter trash on defense, because the AI, we don't even know how the AI is going to behave, right? How does the AI decide who Salome is going to copy? Is it going to be based on attack? Is it going to be based on CR? If the AI is stupid with her, she's not going to be good on defense at all. And she might be good in some arena fights, but I think most people just quick battle or auto arena now, but she might be good in some arena fights. She'll definitely, I wouldn't say definitely, she could be good in Guild Wars. She could be a tech pick for some Guild War picks, but primarily it looks like she's going to be an offense RTA unit. Notos is not trash on defense. A lot of top guilds use Notos for defense. I was talking about Arena, where he is giga trash, and in Guild War, top units use it, and I don't know what their defend rate must look like. He just seems really easy to beat on defense, but that's just me. I still don't understand the love affair with defense Notos, but I use it. It works. All he's done is increase my win rate. So, is she worth skipping Lady of the Scales for, or do you get Lady of the Scales? That's a really tough question. Epic 7 is rolling out counter after counter after counter for old meta units. And Lady of the Scales is old enough now where Epic 7 is actively coming up with ways to counter her. They're coming up with more and more units that ignore damage share, artifacts that ignore damage share. We're rolling into the summer units where there'll be a rerun on artifacts that ignore damage share. All they need to do is come up with some kind of unit or way to dispel or nullify skill effects, and Lady of the Scales kind of falls away too. So she is going to be actively easier to fight against as we move forward. Remember, it's not good for Epic 7 to let one unit dominate the meta for more than a year, or people don't buy the new units. Salome's brand spanking new. They are not going to actively counter this unit for a minimum of 4 or 5 months, so she'll run over things if she is good enough to run over things, and I think she will. But she is much more limited use. She is going to be really good in 1 or 2 places on offense only, whereas Lady is good in 6 or 7 places on offense and defense. It's a much more usable unit with more build variety. I can't make this decision for you, especially not having play tested her. If you're going to hold a gun to my head and say, pick for me, Tristen, let me know which one to go with, Lady of the Scales. Bird in the hand, worth 2 in the bush. Lady of the Scales is a stronger unit, and she's tested, and we know she's good freaking everywhere. And right now, in this moment, she's the better unit, in my opinion. And you could always go ahead and pity Lady of the Scales and then just get lucky with Salome. But if you're going to be playing the long game and you're going to be looking at the future, there's no limit to the places Salome can be used. Every new unit that comes out is a potential buff for Salome. Every new exclusive equipment that comes out is a potential buff for Salome. Every new broken meta DPS unit is going to be a buff for Salome. Lady is going to consistently get weaker and weaker and weaker, and I don't see how this unit can't just get stronger and stronger as the game goes on. She is the very definition of evergreen unit. You've heard that phrase before in gaming, right? Evergreen unit. That's a unit that is a forever unit. There is no way the unit is never going to be meta. Think things like Bellion. Because souls are so important, Bellion is an evergreen unit. There's never a time when Bellion wasn't useful. Things like that. And that's going to be Salome, I think. So, yeah. Which one should you get? Porque no los dos. That's my take on it, and that's my opinion on Salome. I think she looks crazy broken. I think anybody that says this unit needs a buff is trolling, because the existence of new banners and new units coming in the future is a buff for this unit. So, and even right now, dual attacks on her S1, S3, collapse, extra turns, skill null, copying any unit on your team or the enemy's team, copying their artifacts, copying their exclusive equipment. Mother of God, what an insane unit. I'm curious to see if she copies a unit who's wearing the skin, if she gets the skin too, or if she gets the base form. I wonder how the spaghetti coating of the unit engine will deal with that. Absolutely wild unit, did not disappoint. I'm excited to pull her. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Is she a must-have, or is she kind of a skip? Are you going to go ahead and pick up your Lady, or your Witch, or your Bossarunka, or are you going to go all in on Salome? I'll tell you, Salome's kit is unique, and unique is always more fun. But, yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, Epic 7. Her S3 applies collapse where it doesn't say on the skill. It says right on the skill. After inflicting collapse. It's like literally the first 3 words. How did she give ML Hua a buff? What?
We'll save everyone.
Learn your place.
Spicy. And with our spirits. What
Yeah,
is
she
it?
becomes the enemy unit. The enemy unit's gear. The enemy unit's gear sets. The enemy unit's artifact. The enemy unit's HP. The enemy unit's stats. The enemy unit's exclusive equipment. Everything. And her S2 gives skill null. Yes.
Oh, right.
She gets ML Hua's stuff, but evidently she didn't take ML Hua's passive of not being able to be buffed. That's interesting. I wonder if you have her on Strike of Aspiration, if she can get an attack buff as ML Hua. What do you think? Yeah, because this is what happened, right? She got the buff as Salome. She got the skill null as Salome, and then she turned into Hua, and the buff carried over. I bet if you had Strike of Aspiration, she would get the attack buff from Strike of Aspiration and then turn into Hua with attack buff. I bet she does. Yeah, I bet she does. I'll show this to Smilegate and bring it up to him and see if it's a buff, but it might be a way to get an attack buff Hua Young. That's a very niche, unique situation, right? Putting Strike of Aspiration on her just to turn into other units. Oh, wait, is Strike... Maybe not. I think Strike is only a one-turn attack buff, isn't it? It's only one turn. She would get it... Get the extra turn, it would fall away, and then she wouldn't be able to get the attack buff because she is in Hua Young mode, and she wouldn't be able to apply buffs. I think the skill null carries over because skill null doesn't have a cooldown on it. So yeah, afraid not. Afraid we're not going to be able to cheat through. She got it with Strays because Strays was wearing Strike of Aspiration, not her. She copies Strays' artifact. All right, so we kind of solved that mystery a little bit. Okay, guys, sorry, I missed some comments. Let me see. People are typing too fast. It's not letting me scroll up. Every time I scroll up, it drops me back down to the bottom of the list. So ask me again if I missed your question. Let me see. By the way, that replay is fake. Hua always misses when hitting Setsuka. Fair. Can I give you a quick good defense team for Arena? Dian, Hua Young, Lady of the Scales, and Bellion. Will she proc Lotus Wing twice? She should. No, actually. Wait. On her turn, she'll proc Lotus Ring. She will get an extra turn. She will proc Lotus Ring, and then she will assume the artifact of the unit she copies, right? Right? No, she copies and gets the artifact, and Lotus Ring goes into the background, and she gets that artifact. There's some order of operations we have to see, but the assumption is because artifacts proc after skills is that on her turn, Lotus Ring will proc, she will copy, and then she will... She can't have a Lotus Ring. She's a fucking warrior. What am I thinking? So if she copies Lotus Ring... So she copies, gets an extra turn, then Lotus Ring appears on her account, and she will get the first use from it. So yeah, she won't get it twice, though, because artifacts proc after skills. That's the order of operations. So she won't get the artifact and then proc the extra turn. She'll proc the extra turn and then get the artifact. Skill effect nullifier would top Salome from copying any unit skill on your team. I assume so. I assume she cannot copy through immunity either. Does it show her copying any units with immunity?
That clones the target's appearance.
She can copy through immunity. Strays had immunity, and she copied Strays' immunity. So yes, Immunity won't stop her, and if immunity won't stop her, skill effect null, I think, wouldn't stop her. If anything, she would copy the skill effect null too. Yeah, like she can't copy a stealth unit because she can't target a stealth unit. You could get 2 ML Yulhas. Yes. Yes, you can. Do you think Muna's skill null? I think it probably will copy her skill null. But I don't know. We'll have to test it. This is a brand new mechanic, and we don't know how that's going to work. Immunity doesn't only stop debuffs. Immunity stops every negative effect on the opponent. It stops CR pushback. It stops skill reversals. But since this is technically a positive effect, it's going to just copy through it. Cleaving with the Xeno will be so much fun. Yeah, Perfumer Biblis and Moon Bunny Dominial's skills go through the roof. What I'm saying is she copies Notos when he already uses domain expansion. Yeah, but it's only one turn. So if she copies Notos, I guess the advantage was if you have Notos on the team, it's just an AoE strip and cleanse. You can get rid of all of the buffs and debuffs by jumping in domain and then popping right back out again. It feels like it's kind of a waste of her abilities to copy Notos. Yeah, it's only an AoE strip and cleanse. Why, if no, you would copy it on the enemy's team. You copy it, go into domain, S3 a unit, pop right out of domain. That's kind of it. It would just let you nuke something on the enemy team and then get out. Might have some use, but I don't know.
How much to see someone run Giga Brain tech of creation and destruction, Salome.
Man, every time a new strong warrior comes out, some nerds like creation and destruction, OP. No, creation and destruction, Grass Angel video. Nice streamer content, but nobody's really going to do that. Nobody is going to be like, hey, you know what? I'm fine with a 20% win rate in RTA. Creation Destruction needs to do something other than 20% chance to copy it, because otherwise nobody's going to use it. Could this work? Imagine a match where Aram pushes Salome up and repeats until Frenzy 7. You can't reset Aram's skills. So unfortunately, you can't do that bullshit. They always have ways in there to keep you from generating infinite souls, right? Otherwise, people would use Green Asaria Aram over and over again to generate infinite souls. What happens if she copies a superhuman unit? She should get the superhuman buff and the superhuman stats for that one turn. Copy Aram for cleaving in Guild War with Strays? Yeah, you could. Yeah, I like the idea of double lethy too. Can you use Pure White Trust to copy Bois with crit damage buff? I think my pure white racism is a 27 artifact. Yes. Yes, you could. It's a 2-turn crit damage buff. She will apply the crit damage buff for 1 turn, she'll extra turn, copy Hua, and she'll still have the crit damage buff. I think you can. No, she will already be transformed. No, she will take a turn. She will use the non-attack skill. Oh, you're right. You're right. Because she has to use the skill and artifacts proc after the skill. So she'll use the non-attack skill. It really, the order of operations is big here, right? The order of operations is big. She'll use a non-attack skill, and then the crit damage buff will apply. But if the game already considers her in Hua form, it won't apply. But if the game considers the order of operations to be skill used, artifact proc, turn into unit, then she will get it. God damn, that's tricky, guys. That's real tricky. I think she won't. I think the order of operations is going to be uses the skill, turns into unit, artifact applies. It's always skill, then artifact last. So she'll use the non-attack skill, turn into the unit, that procs the artifact, but her passive will prevent her from getting the buff. So I think it won't work. I think it won't work. But it's a nice cook, and we'll see, right? Spaghetti coating. Wait, does S2 affect buffs too? Yes, it copied. Well, it copied the immunity and from strays, but that could have just been from strike. Yeah, I think it doesn't. It looks like it did right here, but that's
Used immediately.
she copies.
Clones the target's appearance.
Did she have immunity before she used that skill? It's not going to show me.
Clone is a skill that clones.
Okay, Strike of Aspiration not appearing. She had immunity before she used the skill.
The target.
She did have immunity, and then Strike activated, so she didn't get the immunity from Strike. She had it beforehand. And if she copied it, she would have copied as me. No, she doesn't copy buffs, guys. She copies artifacts, she copies stats, she copies gear, she copies appearance, she copies exclusive equipment. She doesn't appear to copy buffs. How did she get it? She had it at the start. We showed it right here. You see right here, skill null is applying, but you can see the immunity already on her. Oh, we can go to the full fight. That's a good point. Let's go to the full fight.
Back from the.
She's got immunity before she pushes the button. She didn't copy it. Okay, she's got immunity right now. If she copies it, she'll have immunity after using this S2 skill.
If there is a and with our spirits.
She's got immunity. She uses a skill.
What is your name?
Where's her immunity? If she copied it, why doesn't she still have it? I don't think she copies buffs, guys.
Fast approaches. Destiny.
Check the S2 cooldown after strays. Does it show it?
Cannot escape. My sword.
Even if she copies the immunity, she takes an extra turn. But the question would be if she copied a 2-turn buff, which I don't see her doing.
I dedicate my body to you.
Present you with a chilling chaos.
Yeah, she keeps the buffs that she gets. She dispels effects. Remember, it said that after the turn is over, when when dispelled, unique effects granted to the caster are also dispelled. So when she exit clones, unique effects go away, but she keeps the buffs. She kept the invincibility buff because it's not getting rid of buffs, it's getting rid of unique effects. It's basically saying if you use something that gives a permanent unique effect, that goes away. Like, you can't use her, copy Lady of the Scales, and then keep abundance, right? You don't get to keep abundance. Abundance goes away. You don't get to keep, yeah, like Nodos's domain. That goes away. Probably if you copy Renok. No, unique effects granted to the caster. If you copy Renok, you will still get to leave Pilfer on the enemy. It's just unique effects granted to her go away. And that's again a future-proofing statement, right? That's to make sure any new units that get a unique effect, she can't just copy those forever. Pilfer is a unique effect, but those unique effects are not granted to the caster. Those are placed upon the enemy. But she can give an extra abundance to others. I don't know. I would think no. I don't know. That's a good question. We'll have to see in testing. That is a really good question, because they don't give us any examples of that here. Does Salome still get that debuff unique effect from Kali? I guess theoretically she would get it upon copying, but then it would go away as soon as she exits copying. If no, then double superhumanize. You can't double superhumanize somebody, but you can, because superhumanize is not a stackable buff. But you can you could have a superhumanized Ras, and then copy your own Yulha, and then superhumanize your Bellion, and have a team with 2 superhuman units on it. That would be fun. That would be great. G-Ras gets his buff at the start of the battle. She can't copy buffs. Yeah, otherwise she could copy this buff and keep it. She doesn't copy buffs. She copies kits. And and Ross applies that buff at the start of the battle, not at the start of his turn. Otherwise, Zio would wreck him with silence. Copy Tomoko with Lotus Ring. Yeah, you copy Tomo, you've got Lotus Ring, you get the points. You do the S2, you get an extra turn, you get a second Lotus Ring hit. But then you've exited the turn and you didn't get to use your S3. All you're doing there is basically copying a unit that CR pushes. You don't get to do 2 skills because it is you copy for 1 round. You'll notice after he copies Strays, he can S3. Even if he's Soulburn, or he S3s, he gets the extra turn. You notice he doesn't get to S2. She's Ray, she doesn't get to S2. So if you copy Tomo with Lotus Ring, you could S2, get the double tap from Lotus Ring, but now she's back in her own form. You don't get to use Tomo's S3, you have to use her own S3. The double Lethe is pretty cool, though. I do like the double Lethe idea. Can I copy Yulha to Superhuman and Ally? Yes, you can have Yulha Superhuman Ras, and then you can copy Yulha and Superhuman Bellion, and then just go 2 Superhuman units. You can't double Superhuman a unit, just like you can't double attack buff a unit. You can't stack Superhumanizations to get a 4x stat line. It won't work that way. Real scariest combo will be Salome Dark Corvus for people skipping that. Dorvus weakness is a safe. Yeah, it could be decent. She doesn't copy passives, right? I think she does. I think she does. A lot of people are hanging a lot on her on her having a buff on Hua Young, but the buff is a carryover. She had the buff first, then she turned into Hua Young. I bet, like, if you had her on Strike of Aspiration on, like, if you put Strike on enemy Hua Young, she wouldn't get an attack buff because her passive prevents her from being buffed. We'll have to test it to be sure, but I'm 99% sure she copies the passives too, because that's what makes her super fucking strong. Hell, if she copies the exclusive equipment and the stats and the artifacts, you think she's not gonna... It says she copies the skills, and the passives are part of the skills. Yes, if she copies Tori, she gets the free soul burn, but then she comes right out of Tori's form. Anybody that gets an extra turn, you can copy and get an extra turn, but she pops right out of that unit's form and back into her base form after she does that extra turn. Does Huawei app work on mobile? I've heard some people have got it to work on their Huawei phones, but I have never seen it happen. I think it's something that is basically, it uses the built-in VPNs on emulators to be able to do the country code thing, so I've only ever used it on emulators. Does she copy Fighting Spirit or Focus? That is a good, we don't know. That is a good question. It's not in any of the displays. I would assume she copies the skills, but she doesn't copy buffs, so I would assume she doesn't copy the current state of Focus and Fighting Spirit. I assume she would become a Focus and Fighting Spirit unit, but only for the one turn, and then it would go away. I would assume not. Just like she doesn't copy buffs, but that's something we'll have to test and see. Salome plus Aram means copy twice, right? You cannot reset Aram's skills. You could turn your Salome into Aram and have your Aram reset something and your Salome reset something, yes. But you can't reset Aram. You can't have Aram reset something, then turn Salome into Aram and reset Aram, and then have Aram reset Salome, and then have Salome reset Aram, and then have Aram reset Salome. You can't do unlimited spamming to get unlimited souls. That won't work. What are your thoughts? She's good but not overpowered. I think she's overpowered as fuck. I think anybody saying she's not overpowered is not thinking about what the future might bring. Yes, she copies stats, she copies exclusive equipments, she copies artifacts, she copies appearance. It looks like the only things she doesn't copy are buffs, but she copies everything else. Assyria does not have reset, right. But you can't reset Aram. Otherwise, people would do Aram into Assyria, into Aram, into Assyria, and get infinite souls cycled for all PvE content. It doesn't happen because you can't reset Aram. Aram can reset Salome, but Salome cannot reset Aram, correct. Any extra turn will give her... Yeah, right. Any extra turn skill will, and if she copies anything with an extra turn skill and you use that extra turn, you will slam right back into Salome form. Being able to copy Ross S2 with that speed, and she can be procced. Yeah, but I think if you're copying Ross, you're ripping the S3, right? I guess unless you really want the collapse and seal. So extra turn units counter her. No, just if you copy extra turn units, you got to be aware, don't use the extra turn unless you just want to cycle some souls. Just go straight and immediately go into, what's her name? Immediately go into Tomo's S3, for example. But she is an extra turn unit, so Moon Bunny shits all over her. Bossarunka on immunity would shit all over her, because though you could copy Bossarunka for a turn, you would get her buff, and she would you could turn her into Bossarunka for a turn, right? She would copy Bossarunka's passive, she would trigger Bossarunka's skill, and as long as she is in the front, you could only hit her. You couldn't hit anybody other than Salome, because even though she's back in Salome form, she's going to keep that buff. But if Bossarunka has immunity, she ain't copying shit. So make sure your Bossarunkas have immunity, everybody. Yeah, I don't think she's a first pick unit, or you're just going to get moon bunnied. What do I think about her S3? It's a set the stage skill. It's not a tank buster in and of itself, but it's a get ready to tank bust. Like, you drop that S3 into Nodos, and you collapse him, and you defense break him. Whoever else is on your team kills Nodos, and then he doesn't go into domain. I think it's a pretty freaking nice S3 for busting tanks. You just you've got to work her in with a unit who can follow up and drop the kill. Hey, Miko, would you mind DMing me that arena defense? Another unit. That's what, 3 in the anchor row. Asaria, Nodos, Salome. Yep. When is Hall of Trials returning? Probably on the 23rd, but we don't know for sure. They're all on 3-week rotations, and Hall of Trials, I don't think's ever been down for 2 rotations in a row. Yulha boosts G-Ross S3. Salome copies G-Ross S3 again. That's kind of nasty, isn't it, right? That's a good Guild War comp for you right there, baby. If she copies G-Ross S3, then dies from damage effect, I wonder if she would revive. She wouldn't revive because she can't copy G-Ross's buff. You don't copy the buff. And G-Ross's buff applies at the start of the battle, not at the start of the turn. So she won't get G-Ross's resurrection buff. Doesn't Hua say she can't be a counter for buffs like Domain? Therefore, buffs should fall off once the passive kicks in. No, she gets that buff in Salome's form. Then she turns into Hua Young. If you could find a way to put a 2-turn attack buff on her before she takes a turn, then copy Hua, you would probably have a Hua with an attack buff. That's how I understand it. This could be a glitch, but the passive keeps her from receiving buffs. Salome can receive buffs, and then she turns into Hua, and while she's in Hua's form, she can't receive buffs. It doesn't say automatically dispels buffs, it says it prevents buffs from being applied. The buff was applied before she took a turn, before she became Hua Young, and she carries it over. So if you can find a way to get buffs on Salome that are 2 turns, because they got to last through her extra turn, and then she copies them, she could have buffs. You could have buffs on Hua Young. But that's going to be some big-ass setup to make that happen. Yeah, Ahmed, you could S2, S3 with Ahmed and get Gab and Destro on her, and then copy Hua Young and have a Gab, Destro, Hua Young for 1 turn and blow anything up. There you go. Enjoy killing your Notoses, your Notai. Yeah, if you Ahmed push her up, you could murder Notos. Just be sure that they don't Moon Bunny or Green Celine your ass, or any of the 1,000 of other ways that have basically knocked Ahmed out of the meta. Must pull or nice to have? Yes. If she copies artifacts, can you copy someone with Tagoar's books and just get 20 extra souls? No, because those souls apply at the start of the battle, not at the start of the turn. You could copy somebody who's got Mirrored Lotus Ring and get 2 souls. Do you think she'll be a permaban character? No, but she'll be a really, really nice 4 or 5 pick and maybe a 3 pick. Celine won't do anything because of the null. Good point. I keep forgetting about Ahmed's skill null. Tristen, I'm afraid Smogate is giving too much love to us Cleaver players. I'm afraid of what's to come. I don't know if you've been out there lately, but in a post world of Perfumer Biblis, Cleave and aggro ain't the easiest thing in the world right now. It's a turn 2 playground right now. So Cleave getting another tool, I'm kind of fine with it. And since she can copy, she can be a tool for tank down too. Doesn't Ahmed artifact only give crit damage to the highest attack ally and not who you are targeting? Does it? I don't use that artifact on Ahmed, so honestly, I'm not sure. Yeah. No. It gives the CR push to the highest attack ally, and then it gives a crit damage buff to whoever you target with it. I think that's the way it works. Let's test it. Let's test it real quick. Okay, there's the S2. And let's see if the crit damage goes to strays or if it goes to a ROM. Okay, so no, you won't be able to use it unless you somehow make your Salome the highest attack unit on the team. So for some reason I am not ranking up to champion in arena. I kept my points to 5,000 in rookie arena. Go look at, this is a common one, but go look at the league information and you're going to find that champion 5 is 5,000 points. To get to champion 4, you need to be 5,050 points and be in the top 3,000. If there's 3,000 people ahead of you and all 3,000 of those people have, say, 5,200 points, then you'll need 5,200 points to go up a level, because it's not this or this, it's this and this. Be in the top 3,000 and have 50 points. Be in the top 1,000 and have 5,200 points. In most cases, the further you get in, it's more about being in the top whatever than it is about your point spread. What about the dodge? What about the dodge? What do you mean, what about the dodge? She can't copy buffs, but if you copy somebody who's wearing a dodge artifact, she'll have dodge for that one turn, which I guess might help versus a counterattack, but then she slips right out of that form and loses all the stuff, so it's not like you get to keep it for long. Should I mod off the HP or the flat attack to get 4,200 attack Tori? You mod off the HP, are you crazy? HP is such a detriment to her, man. You mod off that HP. You get rid of that HP. You get rid of that HP. It's a decent little Tory, man, but low HP is the way. You can't change the boots. Sounds like an Artena crafting event moment to me too, Joe. Is she a skip or a must pull? Yes. I think she's a must pull for RTA. I think she'll be really good in Guild Wars. I think she'll be shit everywhere else, including defense. She possibly has some really nice use in PvE for clearing certain floors where you can copy your own units. That actually sounds kind of fun for a lot of PvE. But Is she a must pull? We'll have to wait and see. I think she's going to be giga strong, and she is future proof. Whatever new unit comes out, whatever new great disaster drops, Salome can copy that. Whatever balance adjust, every time a balance patch happens, we're going to be looking at these units not to say, is this artifact good, or is this change to this unit good, or is this new exclusive equipment good, or is this new artifact insane? We're going to be saying all of that, and can Salome copy it and use it against people? So yeah, she is very, very future proof. Copy the Abyss boss. It does say that she can only copy heroes, so you can't copy monsters, but you can copy people on your own team to double tap bosses. Depending on how good the AI is, it could let you double strays a lot of hunts, which would be kind of crazy, right? Copy C Lorena and Abyss just for what, 1S3? She doesn't get to stay Lorena, so she doesn't get all the dual attacks and extra hits. Still, I think you can beat her in turn 1. Yeah, she is not a first pick hero. She's a reactionary hero. She is a 4-5 pick. She's an anchor. She's a support unit. You pick her early on, people are going to run Moon Bunny and Immunity Bossarunkas up your ass. Yeah, that we don't know, Bochi. Does she copy... She will become a fighting spirit unit, obviously, but does she copy existing focus on fighting spirit, or does it start at base 0? That we don't know. My gut would say it starts at whatever base that unit starts at, but we'll have to see. So yeah, I'll spend money, but I can't believe... So yeah, I'll spending money... I can't believe it. I'm no longer going to be free to play. I'm so far behind in MLs. As long as you don't feel like you're forced to spend, man. You don't need every unit in this game. Part of the fun of this game is figuring out how to make do with what you got. Spend money because you enjoy it. You enjoy the game. You enjoy what the new units will bring to you. Spend money all day long for that. I'll never give people crap for spending money on something that brings them pleasure, whether it's going out to the pub with the boys and buying rounds of drinks, or buying anime figurines to put on the shelf. Whatever you're going to spend your money on, if it brings you pleasure, spend away, as long as you have got enough left over to take care of your today and your tomorrow. If your today and your tomorrow is taken care of, the rest of the money is just your for fun money, and go out and have fun with it. You can't take it with you. Dude, I never play a game that makes you feel forced to spend money, or you'll end up quitting. You'll not just end up quitting, you'll end up, like, feeling awful. Don't do that. Don't feel like you gotta spend money to keep up, and if you don't spend money, you're left behind, and you're being forced to spend. You should not play this game if that's how this game makes you feel, and you should stay as far away from fucking Las Vegas as possible, because I've got an addictive personality, and I know when to quit, but if you find yourself spending money you don't have, or spending money that you regret spending later and feeling like, you might have a problem and you need to reel it in before it becomes an addiction, before it becomes a major problem. That's a dangerous game to play. Everybody has buyer's remorse once in a while. That's not what I'm talking about. Buyer's remorse is one thing, but like having buyer's remorse and still feeling like you need to spend more, brutal. Be careful. It's not technically gambling because you're never chasing losses, but it's gambling adjacent, and it can be just as addictive for people. So be very careful with your spending in gacha games. Tristen, do you know how to change Facebook login from E7? I can't enter the game. Friends don't let friends ever use Facebook to bind a game account. Never, ever, ever do it. And if you have done it, don't ever do it again. Facebook arbitrarily will just ban people, and then there goes all your freaking games. Facebook accounts get lost or compromised, and there go all your games. You can reach out to Smilegate. You can put in a support ticket. Go to any stove site. Go to any stove page. And go all the way to the very bottom of the page, and there's a customer service button. Click on this button, it will take you to their support page, and one of the buttons here is going to be restoration inquiries, or how do I change my simple login account to an email account. any of these, pick any of these things, right? Even I have a suggestion, whatever, and fill out all the details. Explain what's going on. Use very, very plain English, because they will be translating whatever you type in whatever your mother tongue is to Korean. So try to be as simple in your description as you can. Explain your situation. You will immediately get a form letter saying we're looking into this. Then you will probably get another letter asking you for details, asking you for financials, asking you for proof from Facebook that you can't log on, screenshots showing your account's been banned. They will make you jump through hoops because they are trying to get you to not sell your account and let somebody who bought your account change it from your Facebook to their Facebook. That's what they're trying to stop, and they will immediately assume anybody that says, I want to change the way I log into the game, is trying to do that. It's trying to sell or share their account. So you really have to jump through your own asshole backwards to prove to them that you're legit and you just need to get off this platform because you're banned and you've lost access to your account, and they will eventually do it. Just be ready for a fight and be ready to back up your case. It's not easy. But that's pretty much it. And yes, Smilegate does respond. Usually you will get a response in 4 to 5 days, but with the number of new players and the amount of issues, their customer service team's backed up. So give them like 5 to 7 days. Can we change the stove log into another email? Again, they're wanting to make sure you're not selling your account, so you will have to give them very good reasons explaining why. Like that email got compromised and is terminated, and you'll have to show proof. They don't make it easy because they don't want you to sell your account. So they will you have to jump through tons of hoops to get them to change it, and you really have to prove to them that I can no longer access my account because the way I logged in the past no longer lets me access the account. Then they'll do it. But you got to prove that to them, and it ain't easy. And for the love of God, friends don't let friends use Facebook to bind games to anything. You can use Facebook all you want, just don't use it to bind games. It is the worst thing in the world. And everybody does it until they hit one of these issues, and then they tell all their friends, please don't use Facebook to bind your games. Trust me, I know. I lost my Clash of Clans account because of Facebook, and I don't even want to talk about how much money I spent in that game. Hey, what's up? I'm Sue. Yeah, we just got done talking about salami. I like me some salami. Hey guys, my license is expired. Yo, Tristen, I'm trying to code a screen share program that allows a person to who views restricted with what's being shown. Maybe you can do account reviews with it, no fear of losing your channel. That'd be cool. Hey Sue, first time ever, and I am not liking it. What if I summon on the discount panner? Does ML Pity carry over to Salome? Yes, ML Pity always carries over on Mystic Summons. This is a normal Mystic Summon. I'm at 129 from Pity. When Salome goes live, I will still be 129 from Pity. That's the way it has worked for the past 4 years, and that's the way it will continue to work. How much did I spend on Clash of Clans? I'm not going to give an exact number, but it was 5 digits. Can you use Salome to copy your Pity? Crazy. Now remember, the new special Mystic Summon thing, that's independent of this one. The brand new players, that's just like 200 discounted summons. That's not your special Mystic Summon. This crosses over. Tristen, isn't restoration when you write it? You just need to get somebody at customer service. I mean, none of these are really actually what you're looking for. I would probably do this one, even though you're not changing from simple to an email. Yeah, you can do this one. How can I link my Epic 7 account to my Stove account and say, hey, I'm on Facebook. How do I do this? I've lost access to Facebook. These all go to basically the same mailbox. The same CS people read them. It just helps them divide them into categories and know which form letter to send you. Salome discounted. She should be, just like Nodos. I think the first few summons are discounted. It's not a 40% discount, but it is a discount. All right, guys, I'll be right back. I gotta go pee. I will let you guys enjoy watching Salome murder stomp these people while I go pee. I'll be right back.
The time of salvation has come. Seal your soul with the night.
Corrupted divinity, a creature heading for the end. Players will be able to meet Salome through the Mystic Summon starting April 23rd. Thank you.
Life is full of suffering. I wonder if there is a paradise. And with our spirits. What is your name?
Your ruin fast approaches. Destiny cannot escape my sword.
I dedicate my body to you, Tristen.
I shall present you with a chilling chaos. There is no avoiding. Your fate will disappear.
Born of thy wretched sacrifice, may rapture flourish the world. What a waste of time. Get out of my sight.
You'll save everyone.
Learn your place.
Woo! I feel better. So, one more time for the people in the back who are asking the question that is on just about everybody's lips today. Do you get Lady of the Scales? Do you get Salome? Is she a must-have? Is she a first pick? Here's the thing. She is not Lady of the Scales. She is not DN. She is not Nodos. She is not a unit you can first pick. She is a reactionary unit. She copies skills. Why would you first pick a unit when you don't even know what units you're going to pick or what units the enemies will pick, and you don't have a good of idea of what you're going to copy? But on a 3, 4, 5 pick, she is insane because you will be able to double up on whatever solution you need to deal with the problem at hand. She'll be good for turn 2 and for cleave, especially for cleave, and for aggro. She'll be good in every form of play on offense for RTA. There are some really nice cooks for Guild Wars on offense. On defense, she seems like cleavable trash on defense, but we don't know how the AI works. We don't even know how the AI is going to target. These other units that you can first pick and just win. You first pick Nodos, the enemy's got to figure out what to do. You go first pick DN or Scaly, the enemy's got to figure out what to do about the situation. The point of Salome is you pick her late when the enemy doesn't have a chance to figure out what to do about the situation, and you just run people over. Should you pick her up, or should you wait for late, or should you get Lady of the Scales now? That's a damn hard question to answer. I can tell you this. Lady of the Scales is an older unit. She is a unit that the game is actively looking at ways to counter. It's just like Luna, just like Witch, just like Bossarunka. All these are units that the game is actively finding ways to deal with and giving you tools to deal with. Salome is brand new. The game's not actively giving you ways to beat her for months yet. Also consider that she copies EEs, she copies artifacts, she copies skills, she copies passives, she copies all that stuff. The only thing she doesn't copy is buffs they're currently wearing. So that means every time there's a balance adjustment, like May the 1st, when a balance adjustment hits, you're going to look at the balance adjustment and say, not just, wow, are these units better? But now you're going to say, wow, can I run these units with Salome? You're going to see an artifact get buffed, and you'll be like, wow, how's this going to impact Salome? You're going to see an EE happen, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, if I copy that EE, how's it going to work with Salome? You're not just copying the Bossarunkas and Rosses and School Nurse Yulhas and Lady of the Scales. You're copying the ML Chaerons that aren't released yet, the new Ludwigs that's not even out yet, units that haven't even been conceived. You're copying Pirate Captain Samurai ML Mort, who's not even out yet. She is the most evergreen unit I have ever seen because her kit gets better the more things that come out. She's got infinite growth potential in this game. And if you're just thinking about what she can do now, you're not seeing the bigger picture. You're not thinking about what she can do later. So yeah, she is forever going to be a strong unit, really, really good unit. But currently in this existing moment, no, she's not DN. She's not Lady the Scales. She's not Nodos. And a lot of people are going to be poo-pooing on her with that. And I think that's a little short-sighted. Now, if you're going to hold a gun to my head and you're going to tell me, should I get Lady the Scales or should I pick up Salome? Well, yeah, you get Lady in the Scales. Right now, in this moment of time, she is the best unit out there. And maybe you'll just get lucky and one-tap Salome later on, right? Porque no los dos, am I right? But we haven't seen her in play yet, and unfortunately, you're not going to get to see her in play until after the group summon is gone. So only you can make that decision, and I wish you well in making it. I mean, she can be DN, she can be Lady, she can be Notos, she can be Lady, but then all of the abundance buffs go away at the end of her turn, so she's not really Lady. She can be Notos in that she can go into domain, cleanse and strip everything, and then she comes out of domain and she's not Notos anymore. She can be DN in that she can do her thing and strip everybody, but then she slams out of it and she's not DN anymore. She's not got the immortality, she's not dual. Well, she still has the immortality, but she's not dual attacking. Well, I guess she's still dual attacking because she's got that skill. But yeah, little bit different. Why would you copy Lady if she's on your team? You don't. You copy Lady if she's on their team, but it seems like a weird thing to copy because you don't get to keep all of the Lady buffs, right? It's just kind of weird. I guess you could copy Soulburn and AoE Fear on people and then drop back out of it, I guess, maybe? Because remember, it did say specifically that her S3, her S2 copy...
Attacks with the skins, but
unique effects granted by the clone skill are dispelled. Now, it does say granted to the caster. This does bring up a question of, do the abundances on the rest of your team stay, and it only gets rid of her, her damage transfer effect, but everybody still gets the abundance pops? That's a fine question. Again, there's still some questions to be answered. Need offering in front. Beardy might be onto something. He's right. He's right. You can't do it, guys. Because offering happens at the start of the battle, not at the start of the turn. So she copies Lady the Scale. She will not have offering. And since she doesn't have offering, she can't apply abundance. So copying Lady the Scales is largely pointless. You copy Lady the Scales for her S3 push, I guess, and cleanse. Or you copy Lady the Scales for a Soulburn S1 AoE Fear, I guess. So she can't copy unique effects. She can't even copy buffs. She copies gear. She copies appearance. She copies exclusive equipment. She copies artifacts. She copies skills and passives. She doesn't copy buffs. She doesn't copy effects. Yes, she could copy Elvira, drop her 3-turn immortality, and then be immortal for 3 turns and repeat. She could theoretically do that. Until you get stripped. Because the one thing she's not copying is Elvira's effect resistance, and there ain't no way you're building Salome with effect resistance. What is considered an effect? Anything with a yellow background. Think of, Lady of the Scales Abundance. We just talked about that one. Buffs have a bluish background. Debuffs have a reddish background. Effects have a yellow background. They look like this. Offering. Another popular one that you're going to see a lot in this game is Pilfer and Spoils. These are effects. Yeah, I heard somebody earlier saying, oh, she can copy Ross, and then if she dies, she comes back to life because Ross has that buff. She doesn't copy Ross's buff, and Ross gives himself that buff at the start of the battle, not at the start of his turn. So if she copies Ross right now, she won't copy the buff, and she won't get the buff because this applied at the start of the turn, or sorry, at the start of the fight, not at the start of Ross's turn. Otherwise, people would be S3 silencing this son of a bitch with Zeo. If she copies Monarch, can she stack Fracture? She'll copy Monarch. She will get one turn of Fracture because of her passive. She'll use a skill, and then she'll exit Monarch form, and Fracture will go away with her because unique effects granted to the caster will be dispelled when she leaves, and Fracture is a unique effect. What if she copies School Nurse Yulha? Then she'll be able to superhumanize a unit. You could copy School Nurse Yulha on your own team, and then have Salome superhumanize Ross, and then have School Nurse Yulha superhumanize Bellion, and now you've got 2 superhumanized units on your team, murder stomping things. Have fun with that. In fact, that might be a good Guild War offense. Yeah, the one I'm interested to see is, depending on how her AI works for auto, is you could have her copy strays, and then have 2 strays S3s going into hunts and boss fights and stuff. She might make hunts really easy, but we don't know how the AI is going to decide who she targets with her copy skill. Wait, if she copies Sylvan Sage Vivian, can she stack attack? For the one turn that she is in Sylvan Sage Vivian's turn, then she will pop out of Sylvan Sage Vivian's turn, and she will lose Sylvan Sage Vivian's passives and stats and go back to her own stat line. So, no. The answer is no, not really. I kind of don't like how her clone ability is only for one turn. If it was for more than one turn, she would be the most broken unit in the game, bar none. It's got to be done like that to keep her from completely unbalancing the game now and in the future. Yeah, if the AI works out, she'll revolutionize hunt teams. Not just strays, Watcher Shuri, Green Lilibet. There's lots of options out there. We'll have to see. I mean, there's some things where legitimately just Salome and strays alone will probably be able to two-man some stuff. Maybe, possibly. We'll have to see. Yeah, exactly, right? Imagine if it was more than one turn and she copied Freerin. How would that make you feel? Oh, hey, good news. Everybody that missed the Freerin collab, you can use Salome to copy your enemy's Freerin, and for one turn only, you get to have Freerin on your account. Oh, was it too soon? Was that too soon? I'm sorry, man. That was just mean. I'm pretty sure the AI will just copy the highest CP unit. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe. We'll have to see how it behaves. I can tell you this, it won't be random because there's no such thing as true random in computer coding. Coding true randomness is like giga insanely difficult. What if you copy Perfumer's Biblis on attack and attack an enemy who counters, get below half health, full heal, That should work, because if you turn into Perfumer's Biblis, attack somebody, they counter attack, it's still during your turn, you still have her passive, it'll still activate her passive, do the heals, and then you'll pop out of Perfumer Biblis mode. Theoretically, that would happen. Do you think we'll get a collab this year? Probably. In the entire existence of Epic 7, we've only had 1 year where we got no collabs. And that was right after the Awakened Potential, where nobody wanted to hook their cart to our horse. So can she wear Blue Rose Artifact, copy a unit's S3, Soul Burn, get the damage boost? Yes, but remember, once she Soul Burns, she pops out. Once she does a skill, she pops out. But yes, I think Thorn of the Blue Rose is the best artifact in slot on her by far. Oh, hey, you missed the slime collab? Well, now you can copy Benimaru, and you can have Benimaru on your team for 1 turn only. Yikes. Right now, Joe is flipping off his camera, just so you know. Copy Nurse S3 is going to be double Ruel Revive's going to be Cancer. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's not just a cleave unit. She'll be able to be used in other forms. Can she copy an enemy? Yes, she can copy any hero, your team or the enemy's team. So it's got to be a hero. You can't turn one of your units into the Wyvern, for example. I'm here right now, not live yet, flipping off the camera. You do have to be able to target them. That means you cannot use it to copy, for example, Spectre Tenebria or any stealthed unit for that matter. I can't wait to copy Kazuna AI. That's a hot take, man. Laramar, Wyvern, Cleave, Wen. I think she will be instrumental in a lot of hunts. I do. I think she's going to be Sue's favorite unit. I don't know about that, but Sue's definitely going to have fun with her because she is a thinking man's unit. She's one of those units that, I mean, look at chat right now, right? This is the best kind of unit that makes chat go, what if we do this? Well, how about this? Well, will this work into this? She's crazy for Cleave. No, Sue's going to love her. It's really cool when a unit makes, gets a lot of stir like this and makes people think about what her potential is. And don't forget what her potential is down the road. Double Eins, I believe you can double Death Sentence. So yeah, go for it. She can copy an enemy team's unit that's hiding behind Bossarunka. You cannot. You cannot target them, therefore you cannot copy. But if the Bossarunka is not wearing immunity, you can copy Bossarunka's passives, which will immediately give her the Bossarunka passive. And if she is in the front, your enemy teams can no longer see the back units, can only target her. So you can temporarily turn her into Bossarunka. Unless that Bossarunka is wearing immunity, then you're kind of fucked. Actually, no. No, you should be able to copy right through the immunity. I think. Yeah, because copy's not a negative effect on the enemy. It's positive. So yeah, you can just copy Bossarunkas and turn her into Bossarunka, but you got to make sure she's in the front for that to work. But yeah, you could temporarily turn. Now she'll not have Bossarunka stats, but people won't be able to see the rest of your team, and she'll temporarily be hidden. And you're building her with tons of HP, so you're building her bulky. So yeah. Boss's passive, yeah, she changes back, but she keeps the buff. Boss's passive activates a buff, guys. Or is that at the start of the turn? Hang on. If it's at the start of the turn or at the start of the round, maybe I'm ringing too much into it. At the start of the battle and at the end of the turn, she gets Ferocious Stance as a buff. You will copy it. Her turn will end, and she will get Ferocious Stance. That's the way I read it. So you could turn your... She won't be Bossarunka anymore, but she'll still have this buff. Because this buff applies after she has finished her Bossarunka turn. And for 1 turn, she'll be Boss Salome, as long as she is in the front row. So that's kind of a neat interaction. For those of you who said just run Bossarunka and put immunity on Boss and she can't kill Boss, like she can't, but you'll be fighting Boss into Boss. So that's a possibility. One ML character needs more buffs this year. I'm hoping for ML Charon to get a buff again. Astromancer Elena probably needs it the most. But there's plenty of ML5s that just are in the shitter tier. Go look at my ML5 tier list, and anybody in that bottom tier, give those units buffs. She could use a little something something. She needs a major buff. This guy could use a Speedy E. Speedy E is all the buff he needs. She needs a buff. He's very, very hard to buff, but you could buff ML Ken. You just gotta be very careful you don't turn him into the most broken thing ever. Should buff Lionheart Sermia for sure, just because redheads. With Sea Phantom Polis on the field, does it reduce resource reductions by 100% or 75% with 2 CPPs? Does her skill apply at the start of the battle? It doesn't say at the start of the battle she reduces it, so I think it's just by existing. So theoretically, you take it down 50, and then what's ever left is you take it down 50 again, so it'd be 75%. Because when she is there, it drops, and when Salome turns into her, you'd think it would drop 50 again. I just don't know if this happens. This would happen when she becomes her or not. Oh, never mind. This is resources gained. The enemy's already gained the resources. Her turning into this won't change a damn thing. So no, her turning into CPP won't have any impact on resources, except that if she doesn't attack, that would create resources. Those will be reduced by another 50% for that attack. Yes, she copies gear, she copies artifacts, she copies exclusive equipment. So if I clone Politis, counter stuns me, will the clone vanish? Yes, at the end of her turn, whether you're stunned or not, at the end of your turn, it goes away. Can she copy? That's one question we don't know. If she definitely copies Focus and Fighting Spirit, but does she copy it at its current levels, or does she copy it at that unit's starting levels? Because all of the unit's skills are at their start, right? She copies them at their start. If you copy a Dark Corvus, and that Dark Corvus isn't on Warfare set, it doesn't matter if that Dark Corvus is rated S3 or not, she will copy the skills at their normal base cooldowns. She 150,000% copies exclusive equipment. That's been proven. Yes, we went over that, Gagus. We have covered that. I bet she doesn't copy exclusive equipments. My brother in Christ, she used her S3, took an extra turn. How does she take an extra turn as Strays? Tell me where on Strays' S3 does it say he takes an extra turn? Because look, it says he takes an extra turn right here, but if you take his exclusive equipment off, he has no extra turn. How you going to tell me she doesn't copy his EE when the EE is the only way that he gets an extra turn? At very least, she copies the effect of the exclusive equipment. The exclusive equipment's effect in the skill, she copies that effect. Now, if the exclusive equipment does something else, like the exclusive equipment gives you an attack buff at the start of the turn, she probably doesn't copy that. But any exclusive equipment that modifies a skill description, she copies that modification to the skill description. So you might be right, like in a Green Celine might be a good example. So stuns the target for one turn. If you're wearing this one, she will copy this skill, and your blink will now have stun. If one of these skills says grants an attack buff at the start of your turn, she probably won't copy that, because that doesn't change any of the skill descriptions. It just is an EE that gives her an attack buff at the start of the turn, right? Doesn't her S2 give herself an extra turn? She S2s, turns into strays, gets an extra turn, uses strays as S3, gets an extra turn. Her S2 doesn't give her 2 extra turns, it gives her 1. So yeah, it copies the skills as written. I guess Gegas is technically right. It doesn't technically copy the EE. It's just that most EEs impact the skill. Like this increased damage to Thunderclap right here, it probably won't copy this. Because if you're wearing that one, it won't say in here, damage increased, right? It's just an effect that's happening and she won't copy that. But if she's wearing an EE that does show up in skills, like this one right here, Blink attacks the highest unit. When she copies this skill, it will say targets the highest attack, because that EE changed the skill. So if the EE changes the skill name, she will copy that EE's effect. If the EE doesn't change the skill name, she won't copy that EE, is my guess for how this works. But we'll have to see. Maybe she does. We know she copies gear. We know she copies gear sets. We know she copies stats. We know she copies the stats she gets from gear. Exclusive equipment is coded as a 7th piece of gear, so maybe she copies that too. We won't really know until we see live if she's copying the EE or if she is just copying the skill effect of the EE. It could be either way. We won't know until release. We know for a fact that she copied the extra turn from strays, so we know she is at very least copying the EE's effect on the skill. My guess is she copies EEs, because we know she copies artifacts. We know she copies gear sets. We know she copies stats. How can she copy stats? And how can she copy artifact effects and not copy stats and effects from EEs? I'm pretty sure she's going to do it, but we won't know for sure until test day. Does Moon Bunny S2 work against her? Moon Bunny is probably her strongest counter. Moon Bunny stalks through the fucking roof right now. If you don't have this unit built, just drop everything. Go build this stupid unit. She's gonna be too good into her. And yes, I know my Moon Bunny doesn't have any effect resistance. Get over it. Double sets on the field equals 60% evade. Evasion has always been additive, not multiplicative. So yeah, it should add an additional 30%. So yeah, it should be 60% evasion for everybody on the field for that turn. And then she turns out of it. So really, unless she does something that procs counters, you only have that evasion for that one attack. And then she's back into normal form and the evasion's gone. Gone. Double Muna S3? Yeah, I mean, that's the whole concept of it, is being able to double dip on some insanely powerful units. Be really careful about units that have built-in extra turns, guys. You think you're going to be able to go S2, S3 with your top model Lulika? No, you're going to go S2 and then she'll pop right out of top model form and you go, oh shit, I forgot to I didn't get a chance to S3. Oops. You want Tristen to weigh in on your MS Paint drawing. Post it. You think, Gegas. You assume. We don't know for sure. She could just fully straight up copy the EE. She fully straight up copies the artifact. Is it really that much of a leap to say if she can fully copy the artifact, she's not also fully copying the EE, which are so close in utility that they freaking overlap on the screen? You don't really know. So don't spit it like it's facts until it's tested. You might be right. We won't know until test day. Double S3 on which 10A will be pretty nice. Double control comps on strips too. Yeah. If Salome copies, provokes, turns back, will the provoke be gone? No, buffs persist. If she copies Bossarunka, at the end of Bossarunka's turn, she activates her buff that makes it so you can only target her in the front row. She will basically become Boss Salome for turns because the buffs persist. The effects that happen will persist. Buffs will persist. The only things that go away are unique effects. And remember, she doesn't copy buffs, but she will keep any buff that she created. You'll notice in the video, after she turns into strays, she copies strays. So here you go. Pay very close attention. A lot of stuff happens here, and it happens very, very quickly. She copies strays. She turns into strays. Strike of Aspiration procs, letting you know she copied strays' artifact as well, because she was not wearing Strike of Aspiration initially, or it would have procced prior to this as well. So we know she copies artifacts. She uses the S3. She gets an extra turn. So we know she copied the effect of Strays' exclusive equipment because she got to go again. But more importantly, pay attention to the fact that she's still wearing the gold buff that she created from using Strays' S3. So any buffs she generated while in Strays form, she gets to keep when she's out of Strays form. Now, whether or not she can copy the whole EE, or if she's just getting the benefit of the EE by copying the skills, we don't know. I'm assuming she gets the whole effect of the EE while she's in that form, because she got the whole effect of the artifact. And it's weird to me that she could copy the gear, the sets, the stats, the artifact effect, the passives, all of that, but for some reason not the EE. I think she gets all of it, but we won't know until test day if she's just copying the impact of the EE on the skills, or if she's copying the entire exclusive equipment. But she gets to keep the buff. If she used this and copied Bossarunka, she would get Bossarunka's buff and be the only unit who could be targeted, as long as she was in the front. Don't do that unless your Salome is in the front line, and technically turn into Boss Salome for 1 round. And this copies through immunity because she copied Strays and got all of Strays' stuff while Strays was immune, so immunity won't stop her from copying your skills. Immunity only stops negative impacts. It won't stop positive copies. So she'll be able to copy an immunity Bossarunka and get Bossarunka's buff for 1 turn. She will turn out of Bossarunka, but she has still got Bossarunka's buff, and nobody on your team can be targeted for 1 round. So that is a funny interaction for everybody saying Bossarunka screws her over because you can't target the back row units. You can still target your own units, or if you place her in the front, you could turn her into Boss Salome, which is kind of hilarious. But exclusive equipment. Okay, Gagas, you're really pushing for it, but I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. Does buff like ML Celine's S3 stay, you think? ML Celine's S3. You mean the immortality? Yeah, she'll keep the immortality for that turn. Yeah. You are talking about the immortality, right? Oh, you're talking about the counter buff, right? Immortality and possession. Yeah, possession's a buff, so she will keep possession for 3 turns, which will let her counter when she's attacked. I don't know how much good that's going to do to you on a unit that you're just building with speed and HP, but yeah, she will counter 25% chance, or she will counter when suffering a crit and will have higher attack on an HP scaling unit that you aren't building with damage. But yeah, theoretically, she will have that. Why not put ER on her? You could. You want to keep her from being controlled? Go for it. Depends how you play. When do I think they'll rerun Strike of Aspiration? We have on bent knee asked Smilegate to please make the limited artifacts that copy collaboration artifacts something you can wish list. Even if you're going to give like a 6-month window after the banner runs live, just let us wish list the damn things. Because holy shit. Not being able to have access to like Glorious Throne and Strike. By the time those banners come out, the artifact and its effect are almost a year old, and people coming into the game and getting their Bellions, and they look up how to build Bellion, and they say, oh, where do I get 3F? Where do I get Glorious Throne? Oh, you can't, and it'll probably be a year before it comes back. That's a real freaking kick in the gut, so we're really pushing for them to allow us to add those artifacts to this pool. But so far, radio silence, but we'll keep pushing for you. Send in your own feedback. The more voices, brigade them. Brigade him. Everybody send feedback. Make scam banner artifacts like Strike of Aspiration and Moas and Glorious Throne be wish listable items. Please and thank you. I'm going to run Creation, Destruction, Salome and see how that goes. Have fun making your YouTube shorts. They'll be hilarious. Whose artifact is Strike of Aspiration? It's a copy of Benny Maru's Tachi. It's this. I actually don't own it because I have 3 Tachis, so I never bothered buying it. But it's this artifact. And everybody gets it for the last sentence, and nobody realizes the first sentence. It's actually a stupid good artifact for giving guaranteed immunity at the start of the fight. Creation and Destructions can work on units with extra skill turns. While you are in the form of another unit, cooldowns are separated. So I think if you proc Creation and Destruction while you're in the form of strays, it will not reset her own copy skill. I'm pretty sure. Although artifacts proc after skills are done. So it just depends. Does she pop? No, because she'll pop out of the form. She'll pop out of the form and then Creation Destroy. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. This again falls into that realm of a little testing will be required. The order of operations between when does an artifact proc and when does a skill end. It's almost always skill then artifact. So theoretically, you S2, you clone the unit, you get that artifact procs, you exit the mode, and then your own art, and then skills are all over, and then her own artifact has a chance to proc. I think that would be the order of operations, but I don't know. If you theoretically, if that's the order of operations, you could copy a unit like strays, S3, get the extra turn, pop out, Creation and Destruction would proc, and now you're in your extra turn and you could S2 back into strays again. Theoretically, that would be possible. Good luck getting all that shit to line up, but that would be a funny YouTube short. And I think that's the way logically it would work. Can Wretched Rose somehow synergize? Wretched Rose, no, because you have to do a whole ass extra turn before she can do her rewind, and you can only be in that unit's form for 1 turn. And then if you copied her a second time, you don't copy the unit's current skill cooldowns. You copy as if that unit just hit the board for the first time. So no, there's no way to turn her into a Wretched Rose and have Wretched Rose time rewind actually work. That, unfortunately or fortunately, is not a thing. How about Salome versus PvE? I really think Salome is going to open a world of PvE up with strays and or Watcher Shuri cleaving. I think you do strays, Watcher Salome, and you can probably one-shot any hunt. Because it doesn't matter who Salome copies, she's going to do a 100% penetration nuke on a unit. So you could basically do strays S3, Watcher S3, and then either strays or Watcher S3. And I think that one-shots every hunt in the game, I think. I'm definitely looking forward to testing that. And you don't have to worry about how the AI plans it, because she could copy strays or Watcher, she still does a nuke. Or hell, put Green Lilibet on there too and have friggin' 4 units that have penetration. Then you definitely kill everything in the game. Can Sleep be stacked if she copies DDR? I don't believe so. I think Sleep is just Sleep. It just overlaps. You can't stack it any more than you could stack double attack buff.
Wait. If it works in story, I'm going to use Salome to copy Brynnis and then say, look, I got Brynnis.
Unfortunately, as sad as it sounds, guys, even if the unit is a hero that exists in the game, you can't copy it. It's still coded as a monster. You can't go into the Zeo fight and at the end of chapter 3 and copy that Zeo with 1 billion health and that Zeo's kit. It doesn't work quite like that, but yeah. Sorry, man. Still no way to get Brynnis on your account. yes, theoretically, you could try to bait people. You could try to put a shitter unit on there that Salome would want to copy with no gear, and then she copies a unit with no gear. And then for one turn, your enemy has no gear. Meanwhile, for every turn, you have no gear. So that's one hell of a tech if you're able to pull that off. Maybe Candlestick on her should work. Nothing in her kit says Candlestick doesn't work. I still think Thorn of a Blue Rose is her best in slot. Giving her the souls she needs, crazy. Wait, Lone Wolf Para plus Salome. Enemy never takes a turn. How you getting that? I mean, you know, well, I mean, Cleave in general, enemy never gets a turn, but sure. Copy Salome, then copy someone again. What are you talking about, Kyle? You still on your creation destruction cheese? 20% of the time, it works every time. Sweet Miracle is a good option. Sweet Miracle is a great option if you do not want to run any immunity on her. But remember, her skill cooldowns can still be decreased. So somebody hits her with a skill reduction, creation destruction doesn't do shit for you, and then all you got is an S1 dual attack. Can Salome copy Salome? Yes, but why? I guess if you copy someone, no. Why? I guess if you want to S3 round 1, go around the horn and then copy the enemy's Salome so you can S3 again? I guess. It seems kind of silly, but that's about all you could do is double S3 with her if you copy. Oh, you're saying, can you copy Salome and then you become that Salome and copy someone else? Why would you do that? I guess you could do that to generate one turn of extra souls, right? It's not infinite turns. You can't keep copying Salome because once you there's no way. There's no way that they're going to let you copy Salome. No, because you'll copy Salome, then you'll use your copy skill to copy There's no way. There's no way you could just sit there and infinite copy. They always have ways to prevent you from spamming to 100 to 20 to 100 souls. I mean, we'll test that on launch day, and if you can do it, then they'll patch it. Otherwise, never pick Salome into Salome, or somebody's just gonna copy until they load their soul burn bar up. Then they'll copy somebody else and enter the fight with maximum souls. Good luck fighting free rins, right? Just copy Salome to turbocharge your free rin with souls. You could take infinite turns with Aram. Aram's skills cannot be reset, so you cannot copy Aram and then reset Aram. ML Ludwig, unfortunately, as soon as you soul burn, she comes out, but your ML Ludwig himself will be ready to drop nukes. Delete the VOD. No. They've never let it happen. It's why Alots can't S2 himself. I wouldn't be surprised to see Smilegate even just gray out the character, not ever be selectable because you can't copy yourself, right? That's most likely what will happen is you won't even be able to target the enemy's Salome because it's not technically copying if you're just turning into yourself. So it's most likely she won't be a targetable unit, much like stealth units. Or if she is targetable, it'll be patched really, really quickly that she won't be targetable. She's going to be on the headhunt, right? Yes. Unless they run the headhunt wicked early this year, she should be. All she needs is HP and speed, and effect resistance, depending on how you're playing. But yeah, basically. Yeah, that's what I think did too. If I were them, that's how I'd code it, is just make Salome not a targetable unit for copy. That'll prevent her from giving her Stene passive. Yeah, I mean, you could somehow stealth, or about the only way to copy Stene's passive is if the idiot over there stealths his entire team, right? He's got 2 stealth units and Stene, and you kill that one unit that's visible. Now you can see and target, and you could copy Stene, and you would get her unique effect. And then it would go away as soon as you do one attack, because unique effects dispel on the turn, so you've really gotten nothing out of copying Stene. That was a lot of work to have nothing happen, because it says right in her kit that unique effects granted to the caster's clone skill will also be dispelled, and that means Stene's stealth will go away. So even if the only unit left on the enemy's team is Stene, you can't copy that skill and stealth your Salome for whatever reason. Wait, so if you're already an extra turn, I thought you couldn't get an extra turn again. No, as long as you're using skills that create extra turns, you can get extra turns all you want. There are some artifacts like RNL, for example, that will say can only be activated once per turn, so you can't just sit there and RNL and RNL and RNL and RNL into infinity. But extra turns can spam. We have all seen it. Have you ever seen Spectre Tenebrius soulburn something to death? Have you ever seen ML Ludwig soulburn things to death? Have you ever seen Maid Chloe soulburn 3 times to get her S3 back? You can totally do that. But remember, Salome, once she takes a turn, she pops out of her original form, so she no longer has the ability to spam extra turns. Think ML Shu is a good target for Salome? She won't have her giant rat gun ready. You get S3, but her giant rat gun, again, we don't know how Focus and Fighting Spirit work, but if it doesn't copy Focus and Fighting Spirit at full, all she'll have is Shu's S1 and S3 in normal form. She won't be able to rat gun people. No giant rat gun, but 4 shoes. That's right. You have a pair of shoes on your team. Pair of shoes. Like and subscribe. Her normal S3 is nutty. Her normal S3 is really good for aggro who need to bust out tanks. Collapsing a unit, giving it a non-resistible defense break, means that whatever your damaged unit coming in behind that is can murder stomp that unit no matter what it is looking at you, Nodos. Imagine what happens when your 38k Nodos gets collapsed to 15k health, gets a defense break, and then is rolled over by literally any DPS unit. Dead Nodos. But immunity does stop it because you can't collapse and defense break through immunity. She does not have a strip on her S3, so be aware of that. So what if Nodos gets S3 and then okay, so you're saying what if Salome copies Nodos while he is in domain, then she will get Nodos' major stats, go into domain herself technically, drop an S3 and be able to nuke one unit and then pop out of domain again. So it basically lets you have a Salome who can one-shot a unit on the enemy team temporarily. Hi, Kaddish. Lethe's Kraken can proc if Salome goes after Lethe. Yes, Salome can turn into Lethe, hit, and that will immediately activate the passive skill going into Kraken, and then she pops out of Lethe form. Because she copies passives. Kraken isn't a skill, it's a passive skill, so it would activate. That happens on the same turn. You'll be able to tell those things by looking at the buff count on a unit, and if the next skill activates, reduces the buff count on them, then she won't copy it. But if it doesn't, and Lethe has an attack buff, and she attacks somebody, she will still have the attack buff while the Kraken's going off. It's the passive activates that skill, but not as an extra turn. So any skills that would activate, if she turns herself into Commander Pavel, and bad example. Bad example, but you get what I'm saying, right? If a skill activates, ironically, if she turns herself into Lionheart Sirmia, attacks something, it counterattacks her, it'll activate her passive in Lionheart Sirmia form, and she'll CR push down the line, and then she'll turn back into Salome again. She may be good with Ruiza, I hope so. Ruiza needs some freaking help stat. I'll probably skip her. I think you're making a mistake, but that's your call. I would wait and see how she tests out. You got to think about not what can she currently do, but what can she also do in the future. The Nodos copy doesn't work because Nodos S2 activates only if he has the special effect on him. So even if you're domain, you can't S2. You're right. You're right. She could activate domain, but she wouldn't be able to attack. That's a really good point, douche. That's a really good point. Yeah, so copying Nodos only has one benefit, and that's AoE strip and AoE cleanse. Is there going to be a buff weekend? Yes, sir. Get your farm on. Yeah, you activate domain, her turn is over, boop, she pops right out again. Renok's tricky too, right? Because you turn into Renok, you S2, you pilfer something, and then she gets the extra turn and turns back into Salome. Or you just rip the S3 to get the pop damage, but you don't get the pilfer. I'm struggling. Should I pity Lots or wait for Salome? We just had that conversation, Kadesh. You want the long answer or the short answer? In this moment in time, right now, Lady of the Scales is much more useful and diverse and versatile. She's first pickable. She's good on offense and defense. She's good in PvP and PvE. She's good in Guild Wars, RTA, and Arena. She's good everywhere. She is a first pick or a mid pick unit. Salome is an unknown quantity, but what we do know for sure is she's probably ass on defense. She might have some nice PvE uses. She's probably going to be mediocre on defense. She'll probably be busted in RTA, but only as a 3, 4, 5 pick, only as a late pick. But she's future-proof. Anything new that comes out, Salome can copy. Any new EEs that come out, Salome can copy. Any new artifacts that come out, Salome can use. The sky's the limit on her, and she is impossible to power creep out of the game because her power is equal to the power of whatever the most current new meta unit is. Lady of the Scales is currently the meta, the second strongest unit in the game, right behind Monodos. But she is 7 months old. They're already coming out with counters for her. We already have artifacts that let you ignore her damage share. All it's going to take is a unit or an artifact that lets you strip, dispel, or remove special effects, and she goes in the shitter big time. They're not going to let her continue to run roughshod over the meta because they want to sell new units. So, does right now she's the best thing out there. Right now, if you pick her, she will be the best for your account. But how much time does she have left in this world? How long before she's the next ML Landy, the next ML Luna, the next Dizzy, the next Rem and Violet? You know, how long until she's a footnote in the history of E7 and just a good unit who pops up once in a while but isn't really driving the world? I know it's hard to believe. I know it's hard to think of a world where Lady of the Scales isn't impactful, but we live in a world where Navy Captain Landy isn't impactful. And anybody that remembers what life was like when she came out, holy shit, it can happen. So, if you're going to put a gun to my head and say, what should I do? Should I get Lady of the Scales or should I get Salome? You get Lady of the Scales. And then you just get lucky and pull Salome for fun. Or you pick up Salome from the Headhunt event, because by the time Headhunt rolls around, Salome's still going to be good. Lady might be out of the meta by then. Don't know. But I'm always going to give you the advice of bird in the hand's worth two in the bush. I'm never going to put myself in a situation where you're going to send me a message saying, you motherfucker, you told me to get Salome. It turns out she's trash. We know Lady's not trash. Salome, she looks busted and she looks evergreen. But we don't know really until test day. So there you go. There's the long answer. If you want the short answer, take a look at both of them, and whichever one does it for you, pull that unit. Always trust your gut or what's about 6 inches below your gut, and you'll never regret the units you pull. Oh, you know what I'm about, Dark Soul. Should I skip ML Luna and get Salome? That's a trickier one, and I think I would probably go Salome over ML Luna, but ML Luna is very, very good. You also got to realize how much fun this Salome unit is, guys. I mean, as soon as we went over her kit, chat was on fire talking about all the different ways and texts and things they can do and things they're going to try and ways they can counter her. And that means test day is going to be so much freaking fun. It's going to be so cool. Experiment with this unit, see what you can do. It sucks to not have the new toy when everyone else is playing with their new toy and you're sitting over there going, I got Lady, she's kind of cool, right? Like, yeah, she's cool. Back to my fun. So, you know, that's a whole ass thing too. You got to consider your fun in the game. Fun question, Tristen. Is Salome's infinite turn and souls with Aram skill S3 looping with Aram? Unfortunately, Drac, Aram's skills cannot be reset. So you will not be able to use Salome to reset your ROM to perpetuate. So unfortunately, no. We've had that come up a few times. The closest thing we've come up with is, can Salome copy Salome to activate her copy skill to copy Salome to become Salome to activate her copy skill to copy Salome? That is potentially a feedback loop that Smilegate hasn't accounted for, but I'll be shocked if you can target an enemy Salome with your Salome to make that happen. Otherwise, just if they pick Salome, you pick Salome and pick free Rin and just generate infinite souls and run over them. Salome Inception, possibly. Yeah, you don't even have to, Drac even mentioned it there, you don't even just stop copying when you get all the souls. You keep copying until you're Frenzy 10. Once you're Frenzy 10, then you rip your Free Rins S3 and blow everything up. What? The most annoying rope ever. Oh, wait, I'm a dumbass. You can't do that in RTA. But you could do it in Arena, but you couldn't do Frenzy. Bygones. Can you tell me about a way to get more value when I'm spending money in E7? Thanks for the bump, Dirty Asiago. You can type !Huawei and check out my sponsor and make yourself some money. I don't get paid when you click a link. I don't work on commission. I'm just out here looking out for you. I'm recommending and sponsoring and supporting the service because I use it all the damn time. It saved me, God help me, thousands of dollars over my lifespan in this game. And, hopefully it can save you money too. Maybe not that much because that's a stupid amount of money to spend on a tap booba waifu game. But hey, if you have it and it's fun, you do you. Yeah, Guild War and Arena Defense has Salome and you could do the infinite proc, but those don't have Frenzy. Although you could just keep doing it until Arena Lightning kills one side or the other, I guess. Burning Passion and monthly packs are the most value. No. Yes. Monthly packs are a slightly better value than... Where are they? I have really gotta get used to this freaking new system. Here we go. The monthly leaf pack. This is insane value for the leafs. It's more leafs total, per dollar than Burning Passion packs, but it's meted out across 28 days. It's like 60, 28, 56. It's almost 60 leafs for $10. So it's more leafs if you math it out than Burning Passion, but Burning Passion gives it to you all at heckin' once, right? 20 leafs for $10 versus 60 leafs for $10, but it's across a whole month instead of immediately. You can't supercharge ×2. If you copy superhumanization, or if you try to superhumanize an already superhumanized units, the buffs overlap. Just like you can't attack buff a unit with attack buff already on it. The buffs overlap. You can't put 2 attack buff symbols on a unit. You can't put 2 superhumanized buffs on a unit. You can't double the stats of a unit that's already doubled because it's the buff that's doubling the stats, and you can't get 2 buffs. Is it me or am I lagging? Am I lagging? Am I lagging, guys? Or is it Buta? I'm not seeing any dropped frames. Yeah, drop frame 0. No lag, you fine, you fine. I guess it's you, Buddha. Refresh the tab. Turn off that Pornhub. Stop Bitcoin mining. No, I appreciate it. Usually people don't say shit until I've been lagging for like 2 hours and they're like, hey, are you lagging? I'm like, am I? I don't see anything open that would lag me. I'll go ahead and close Fribbles just in case. What about builds? Can I show you some of my builds? Some of my builds. Go back to the VOD and pause on the one you want to see. Is there something specific you want to see? Because I got hundreds of units and they all be built, give or take. A lot of units are missing gear because I've been doing these stupid Abyss fights. Muna. I love my Munas. This is my speed Muna. Surprisingly, my least commonly used Luna. The only thing that's really critical about Luna is she must have immunity. If you don't have an immunity set on your Luna, you are trolling. Fast variant on book is the most popular version. She's an HP scale, just stack that. My second Luna, and who is my favorite Luna, is a slower Etika's Luna with a shit ton of health. And this Luna is wild. Tristen, read my chat. No, type it again. I have the attention span of a goldfish, and I will not scroll up to read last. I do not do well with the read last things. Just say it again, no name, and I'll read it this time. I'm watching right now. Post your comment. Tristen, if she can't target anyone, if Boss Arunka is on the opposite side and someone is stealth, she would not be able to target a unit because stealth prevents you from targeting that unit, right? If somebody stealths Boss Arunka, she can target anybody. When everybody is equal, nobody is equal. When everybody is super, everybody is normal. If everybody is stealthed, everybody is visible. We've seen this happen where people put stealth on 2 of their units, and then their 1 unit dies, and suddenly you can see Spectre Tenebria. That's always hilarious. I love it when that happens, by the way. We have seen units that steal buffs for the team, and they steal a stealth buff for the team, and then suddenly their whole team's stealth. They're like, my playground. But yes, if Boss Arunka is up, you can only see Boss Arunka. You can only target Boss Arunka. If somebody on the enemy team is stealthed, you can't see them, you can't target them, you can't copy them. If somebody on your team is stealthed, and I think they show that in the video as well. In this situation, Salome cannot target his own Sea Phantom Politis because she's stealthed. So right now, Salome can only copy Strays, Pavel, and Boss Arunka. Because everyone else is either hidden from sight by Boss Arunka's passive or hidden from sight by stealth. Stealth gives 50% damage reduction to AoE attacks. Single target attacks, stealth does not reduce damage. My cam's gotten slightly frame droppy. Weird. Shit, I'm not running out of hard drive space, am I? No, my hard drives are pretty free. If I pull 40% on Special Mystic Banner, will Pity carry over? Mystic Pity has carried over for the past 4 years. So if you have done summons like me to buy down your Mystic Pity, it will carry over. I did a bunch of summons to get from 199 down to 129, holding my breath, praying that I didn't pull an ML5. When Salome goes live, I will still be 129 from Pity. Special Mystic Banner is just a Mystic Banner. The only thing that makes Special Mystic special is your ability to select any units and the fact that while you're on this banner, it's discounted. The discount goes away at the end of the Mystic Summon event. And they did say in the news that this is a typo, this is a mistake, that the discount ends at the end of the banner. So you don't have to worry about doing this right now. You're not on a borrowed time. Tomorrow the discount will still be live. Why 4 years, not 8? Because I don't think Mystic Summons existed 8 years ago. Because Epic 7 didn't exist 8 years ago. Next question. Oh man, now I miss Nodos more than Salome. And Nodos is pretty fucking good. I ain't gonna lie. I was pretty wrong about that unit, and I'm glad. I'm really glad I was wrong about that unit. I said as much. I said I really hope I'm wrong about this unit because he is too fucking cool looking to be bad. Yeah, they announced it in the patch notes. I'm not just talking out my ass here. They said that there was a said it here somewhere. Didn't they say it somewhere? Am I high? I thought they said it somewhere. Hang on, maybe it was from the CM. Gotta find my DMs here. Hang on, guys. Red dot was forwarded. I will check on your ticket summoning issues. Forwarding the issue with the random skips. Sorry for the delayed answers. I confirm, write this, write that. I'll have to find it, but they were talking about how... I know it was in here somewhere. I know I read it because they talked about how it was supposed to be 200 summons and then 200 summons and it was put in there wrong. It's on the update content, is it? No, it's not. Scroll down more. I know I read it somewhere. Where the fuck did I read it? It was about the distribution rewards. Buff event, Catalyst, Winter Shadow. Ah! Holy shit. It was 14 hours ago. Sorry. It was supposed to be that there's a special discount for 200 summons, and then when phase 2 hits on the 16th, there's a special discount for 200 more summons. So theoretically, you could special discount your ass to Pity this week, and then tomorrow phase 2 it's, and you can special discount again. The 40% discount will carry all the way through, but they know that you want more than one of these banners, so they're basically giving you the ability to Pity twice. Pity special discounts this week and special Pity discounts next week if you really want to go ham on spending money to seed some ML5s. So what this meant is that week 1 of the I'm 128 out of 200, this goes away tomorrow, and if I pitied and my special discount goes away tomorrow, a new special discount appears, but Pity will carry over back to back. It's just, they tried to say two different things in one post here, and it made people think the discount event was ending. It's the Pity discount event for your first Pity is ending, and now you got your discount event for your second Pity, but Pity carries over. Too long didn't read. The discount event will go all the way up to the Salome banner. Savvy? Pity always carries from Mystic Banner to Mystic Banner. Pity always carries. It has for the past several years. This is no different. My 129 for Pity, when Salome goes live, I will still be 129 from Pity. Only the Mystic Banner Pity carries. No other banner in the game carries Pity. Only Mystic, and Mystic always carries Pity. Special Mystic that new players get, that does not carry Pity, because it's not the Mystic banner. Do we get some discount summons on her? The first set of summons should be discounted just like they were for Notos. It's not going to be 40%, but they did start to discount new ML5s like that, yes. Do I know when Hall of Trials will come back? Probably on the 23rd. I don't think they've ever had a Hall of Trials miss 2 rotations before. But we won't know until next Wednesday what the next rotation is. When's Hoochie Shop coming? Right before a new limited unit. Hoochie is the harbinger of all things limited, and whenever Hoochie Shop pops up, start saving Skystones and bookmarks, because limiteds are heading our way. Yeah, the first 30 on all new ML banners will be discounted. That was what they said in the live stream. It isn't a lot. It winds up being like a 5 or 10% discount across the board, but hey, $1's a buck, right? It's basically 1.5 resets or free pulls. Why can't we like reset Abyss after we finish them like Tower? That is a damn fine question, Psycho, and the answer I've gotten is because fuck you, that's why. I would love for Smilegate to do that, and I am on your side, and they refuse to reset Abyss or give us more grindable content like that. That's challenging, but here we are. I guess they figured Auto Tower was their answer to resetting Abyss, to giving us repeatable grindable content, but it's not the same difficulty or reward level, so I would love to see them reset Abyss. Give you the option, right? Every year a reset Abyss button pops up, and you can push that button whenever you feel like it, or never push it, up to you. I'm 22 away from Pity, and I only have 1,000 Mystics, and Lady is the only unit I really want. Should I skip Lady at this point for Salome? You just said Lady's the only unit I really want, so I would get Lady. Salome looks like she's a lot more fun. Lady's going to be a lot more useful early on. Salome has definitely got a longer lifespan to her. That's a you question, man. You got to decide. Do you want to be part of the fun, part of the hype, part of the insanity that is Salome, or do you want the stability and strength that Lady brings to your team? Which one do you like looking at in the lobby more? Pound for pound, Lady's a stronger unit, but Salome has got the potential to outlast her. Would you say Lady or Barunka more future-proof? Lady. But both are very future-proof. I mean, friggin' the buffs to Fire Charlotte alone tell you that Bossarunka has got ways to beat her. Summer Photogenic tells you that Lady's got ways to beat her. Salome, how do you beat a unit that evolves with the game? I don't think she will ever be the meta, but she will always be a part of the meta because she can copy the meta. Tristen, I'm getting an error when I log into the game. Error 400. Any tip? 400's a file missing or corrupted. I think you're probably going to need to go into your probably going to need to go into your settings. Probably need to go into your settings, find your installed apps, find the Stove client, and uninstall the damn thing. And then do a fresh re-download. It won't delete your game or anything, but every once in a while when Stove updates, it corrupts. And I've had to do 3 uninstalls the entire time I've been using it, but sometimes it happens. But definitely do all the basics first, right? Restart your computer, clean your cache, all that kind of stuff. And if none of that works, remove and reinstall, full Riri to get it fixed. It says network error. Yeah, do a full restart. Make sure it's not just something going on with your virus software or router or something. Tier list with Salome, that units that Salome is good to copy. Let's see, I got a best limited hero tier list. I've got a best covenant hero tier list, and I've got a somewhere in here I got a best ML5 unit tier list. Just take the S tier from all of those tier lists and put them together and you've got it. Oh, that's a good idea, douche. I didn't even realize that. So click on the little gear cog at the bottom here and tell it to scan and repair game files, which it won't let me do because I'm currently in the game, and see if it doesn't find and fix the issue there. But if it doesn't, man, just saying remove and reinstall is kind of like saying unplug and plug it in again, but it does fix the problems. I mean, Dien isn't good to copy. Why not? Turn into Dien, Soulburn S1, get immunity for 3 turns. Pick Dien S3 and freaking seal the entire enemy team, or strip and seal the entire enemy team. Notice is not good. Notice doesn't seem to be a good copy, just because all she could do is turn into domain, cleanse and strip all buffs and debuffs, and then pop out of domain, which feels weird. Feels weird that just an AoE strip and cleanse to do it. I think Ruel would be badass. You turn into Ruel and you bring a unit back to life with immortality, and then she pops out and she's still got immortality, and so does the unit you just brought back to life. You kidding me? Ruel would be nutty to copy. Should you go full speed Salome? Depends how you're playing. I think if you're playing tank down, bruiser, villager with her, you just go metric fuck tons of HP and effect resistance, but most people are going to want to have her be a part of a cleave aggro team, so most people are going to build speed and HP on her. Yeah, I mean, it depends what you're going into. If the enemy's got some ER, you're rolling the dice because you're not going to have immortality when you use DN's S3, unless that DN has already gone, in which case you're copying her. No, because you won't have the immortality still because you don't copy buffs. Yeah, a little riskier. What about artifacts on her? In my opinion, she's only got 1 artifact. But we'll let the chefs cook up something more. Sweet Miracle's good if you're worried about her being controlled, if you're running slow and you want to make sure she's not controlled. But remember, Sweet Miracle doesn't stop skill cooldown reduction. So if somebody freaking knockwalls or luas your ass or hits you with a Requiem Rowana, she ain't pushing any buttons except a dual attack S1. I think the soul burn is too important, but that could work. There's going to be some goober out there thinking this is going to be great. This is not great. This is troll. But this will make some funny freaking YouTube videos, right? Turn into strays, S3, come out of strays, procreation and destruction, immediately get an extra turn, copy strays, use S3, come out of strays form, procreation, destruction, get an extra turn, copy strays. It could happen, right? But 20%, it'll be a really funny YouTube short, and that's pretty much it. If you're a content creator, this is gold. But for actual practical use, ain't no way you're using this artifact. Same error in emulator and Google Play emulator. Something's going on with your computer. You should check your antivirus software. You should run a virus scan. You should run a malware scan. You should delete your internet cache history. All the basic stuff. Anything that could, F around with your internet. Because there's no way 3 independently made softwares that run on different coding are having the same network issue. Find some people in your guild that are real tech savvy. Networking is one of my weaker areas. But something's going on that's preventing that software from accessing your network, and that usually is a permissions issue or your antivirus software being hyperactive. Which hero is it that shuts down S3? Isn't it Witch Tenebria? Witch Tenebria has a block skill that would prevent you from receiving beneficial benefits from other units. That won't do anything to Salome, though. Yeah, I mean, disconnecting and reconnecting your internet adapter too. Not in your computer, literally changing it from Wi-Fi to, going in and disconnecting the internet, reconnecting it. Requiem Rowana can be really nasty. Flitica would be giga nasty into her. Oh my god. Yeah, display units got you. I'm not gonna tell you to do anything in IP config though. Yeah, Moon Bunny stalks through the roof, guys. Any fast unit that does awful things to you and has an extra turn. This ML5 unit wearing an ML4's kit is disgusting. Salome doesn't have skill null on S2 before copy. She has skill null on S2 before copy. Yes. That's why when she turned into Boss Arunk, or when she turned into Bystander Hua Young, she was wearing a buff in Hua Young form. Where did it go? People freaked out about this. Oh my god! She can get buffs while she is in... Oh my god! She can get buffs while she's in Boss Arunka form. No, she can't. You can't just put... You can't just expect to buff her. She can get buffs while she's in Salome form, and then she can turn into Boss Arunka and keep those buffs. If you can find a way to get an attack buff on Salome, and then she copies Boss Arunka, she will have attack buff while she's Boss Arunka. Because the Boss Arunka doesn't stop you from having buffs. Boss Arunka. Bystander Hua Young doesn't stop you from having buffs. Bystander Hua Young stops you from receiving buffs. She received these buffs, then became Bystander. So yeah, if you can manage to get some buffs stacked up on her and then turn into Bystander, you'll have a buffed Bystander. But you're not going to be able to receive buffs while you're in Bystander form. Yeah, you could gab Hua, for real. For real, for real. Hey, Nico, thank you much for the sub. Not a lot of units that do that, though, but it is possible, right? Bystander Arunca, Boss Salome. It'd be hilarious to see the multipliers with Hua for the first time. Okay, so you superhumanize Salome. Nope, because she copies the stats, so her superhuman stats go away. Damn. No superhuman boss or bystander Hua Youngs, guys. What if you copy Lethe? Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that. Lethe could S3, S2, or sorry, or Solburn S3, S1. And now you got 2 stacks. Salome could copy Lethe. Salome can then either S3 to put stacks on everybody, or she could S1 that unit that's got 2 stacks on it. In this case, DN, drag her ass under the sea. If only Salome was out while April Fool's unit were around, oh my god, that would be nuts. Can she copy Vildred's S3, S2, and second Vildred also S2? So she copies Vildred, she S3s, she does enough damage to activate her own S2, and she would do enough damage to activate other Vildred's S2. Yes, that's exactly how that would work. Because Vildred's S2 is not a separate turn. It's a separate skill, but it's not a separate turn. It all happens during Salome's turns, so boom, there you go. No Lethe will be on cooldown. No Lethe will not. It copies the unit skills as they are at the start of the fight. If Lethe has already done all of her shit and she copies Lethe, she starts with fresh cooldowns, independent cooldowns. She doesn't start with Lethe's current cooldowns. If you copied a Dark Corvus who was ready to S3, and I'm not talking about a Warfare Corvus, I'm talking about a normal Corvus who had to work his ass all the way up to have his S3 ready, and you copied that Corvus, you would not be ready to S3. You would be that Corvus as he started the fight. Notice still a problem in Arena for some people. I don't know, I still win fights with them, but in my opinion, no. Not Summer Dark Corvus. How do you all farm Mystic Metals? There's a freaking really good side story that you can grind called Credit Card, and it's one of the best ways to get Mystic Metals. For real, guys, it's a premium currency. There's no real way to farm it. They do drop rarely from regular hunts, not otherworldly. They do, you can do your arena to get your Sky Stones every week, and then sit here and refresh the secret shop, and about 1 out of every 1,000 Sky Stones you spend, you'll get a fucking pull. Ooh, piece of candy. That's pretty much it. They don't make it easy to do because they want you to use that credit card side story, because that's how they keep the lights on over at Epic 7, and that's why one of the most purchased packs out there are the Mystic Metal packs. You will get enough Mystics free to play from doing your guild wars, from doing your daily logins, for getting rewards, for the special events that happen. You generally will get enough Mystics just existing in this game to be able to pity every 3rd new ML5 unit. So you're going to have to skip 2, pity 1, skip 2, pity 1. That's about the pace of the free Mystics that you get in the game. If you want to get more than that, you've either got to be lucky and not pity, or spend some money. And you may not like it, but hey, it's a game, not a charity. They want to make cash too. They got private jets to buy. You can hate the game, but that's the way it works. Wait, so Kali plus Vildred plus Salome, 24 speed imprint copy. I don't know that she copies imprints. And if she does, she only copies it for her turn and then the imprint goes away. No, because imprints stick around after the unit dies. There's no way that you copy the imprint too, right? There's no way. No, because she will turn back into not Salome and the imprint will go away and go back to Salome's normal imprint. No. It doesn't work that way. Aren't imprints at the start of the battle? And that's also true too. Imprints might be at the start of the battle, in which case copying them doesn't do shit. Can you select Salome on the current Mystic Banner? No. The current Mystic Banner only goes up to units that came out before School Nurse Yulha. So basically Lady of the Scales and earlier. You will be able to select her on the custom headhunt event, but that doesn't happen until October to December range. So if you're like, don't feel like you're not going to get her, just realize you're going to be waiting 6 to 8 months to get her if you don't get her now. Sorry, Dragon Lily. There's a lot of questions, and if I miss your guys' questions, I'm not purposely ignoring you. It's just I'm keeping up with YouTube chat and with Twitch chat while I'm trying to talk about things that are going on. It's a lot, and there's 150 of you guys here in Twitch, and another freaking 350, 400, almost 500 of you guys yapping at me at once, and try not to take it personally if I miss your question. Just spam it again, and please, for the love of God, don't say read last. Double Ruel will be crazy. Double School Nurse Yulha will be crazy. Don't be sorry, just don't let it happen again. God damn it, Beardy. No, it's cool, Dragon Lily. It's cool. Tristen ignores me all the time. Who the hell said that? So in the end, welcome home, Salome, and F you, lady, for forcing me to shift my account. I use Commander Pavel, Ludwig, Bryceria, Luna to fight Nodos, Scales, Biblis, Giras. Commander Pavel is my god. You can clean almost the whole PvE with them. I'm telling you what, I'm looking forward to seeing what I'm going to be able to do with Salome Strays, Salome Strays Watcher, and Salome Strays Watcher Lilibet. That last one, I know for a fact, will just destroy anything in, anything hunt-wise. Any news on a collab? They happen, and they're always working on them, and they will never tell me because that would require an NDA. And I have either signed an NDA, in which case I will say, I have no idea, or I will say, I'm not allowed to talk about that. Or I haven't signed an NDA, which means I have no idea, or I'm not allowed to talk about that. I can tell you this, guys. Collaborations make more money for Epic 7 than anything else in this game. Anything. They could do a nude beach summer Luna and not make as much money as they would make from a good hyped collab. Collabs bring in tons of people and make tons of money. So they want to do them. But you got to understand, it takes 5 to 6 months to go from concept art to production model of units in this game. And when a collab rolls up and they say, hey, Smilegate, we got an anime coming out next month. We're releasing a new gacha game in 2 months. We got season 3 coming out in 3 months. You want to do a collab? And Smilegate responds with, sure, we can have units ready in about 6 months. Is that good? And like, no, we wanted to generate hype before our big event, so we're going to pass and go with someone else. That can happen a lot. They can say, hey, guys, we want to do a collab with you. You guys look really fun. And they're like, hey, you know what? That's great, but we've already kind of signed on to do a collab with Hello Kitty Adventure Island. So we're kind of booked up because you don't do competing collabs. You'll never see an IP collab with McDonald's and with Burger King at the same time. It's just not a good industry standard, right? Sometimes they will say, hey, would you guys like to collab with us? And they will look at the numbers and they'll say, yeah, I just don't feel like it's a good fit right now. We don't have anything major going on. And you know what? If you want to pay us shit tons of money, you can use our IP, but Smilegate wants to have mutually beneficial collabs because they don't want to just spend money on a collab to get our community excited. They want to do something that's happening at the same time that their community is excited to, so you get cross-pollination and lots of big stuff. So there's a lot of things that make collabs difficult, up to and including you get halfway through the collab and somebody insults somebody else's mother, or they misrepresent something, or there's translation errors, or a better deal comes along and the collab just falls through. You will never convince me that we weren't supposed to have a Bleach collab last year. You'll never convince me. The hints they dropped, the lines that were in the game, the back-to-back-to-back hints. If you think we weren't supposed to have a Bleach collab, I think you're crazy. I think probably one was going to happen, and then it fell through. But I don't know, because Smilegate would never tell me that. That's all locked behind NDAs. So yeah, they are. One thing I can tell you for a fact and for true, because I've heard it direct from Smogate's mouth, is they are constantly working on finding new and exciting for collabs for us. It is always a top priority on their whiteboard, and there is so much involved that communities have no idea how hard it is to make happen. Everybody wants it, but it is not easy. It's like telling your friend who doesn't have a job, just go out and get a job. Sometimes it's not as easy as that. Your friend definitely wants to get a job, but he can't just be like, oh shit, man, I wasn't thinking straight. Let me just go out and get a job. So yeah, it's not easy. But they are always looking for it. And hopefully we have one soon. Hell, there's a lot of people out there who think that this might be a sign that we're going to be getting a Chaos Zero Nightmare collab. Galactic Idol Arya. Who's Arya? Are we getting a different Arya in our game? A brand new Tenebria that's evidently an idol doing a concert. They've already got Kairon in the game. We're doing a story that involves a Kairon. Don't know. Unlikely, but possible. Please make a collab poll so we can show them the hype for a Naruto collab. I'll tell you what, I'll do it for you right now. Let's go over here, create a post. We'll do it as a text poll. Which collab would you want to see in E7 the most? Okay, because you started it and you said you really wanted to see it, I'll put that one in there. Give me 3 others. Give me 3 others, and a JJK, I think that's fair one. I'm not going to even try to spell Jujutsu Kaisen. Chainsaw Blam, Bleach, I think Bleach is fair. Neon Genesis Evangelion, Chainsaw Man, you guys are like singing some of my favorite collaborations, but Soul Leveling Demon Slayer. Ooh, Soul Leveling and Demon Slayer are pretty similar. One Piece is really good. One Piece is all over, is really popular in the normie segment now thanks to Netflix. Okay, so it's either Nier, Solo, One Piece, or Demon Slayer, I think. Konosuba I would love, and again, you're right, they're Chainsaw Manning me with one of my favorite animes. Black Clover's getting another, oh my god. They would put Asta in here and they would ramp his sound up to 11, and it's his entire attack is him screaming, and then the enemies get provoked. Yeah, he's like a taunt. He screams and it's so annoying everybody targets him. He's the first taunt unit. Redo of healer. Okay, so guys, I can only do 4. Now we can't remove Naruto because that's the person who initially suggested this poll wanted it. But I don't think we'll remove Bleach or JJK for anybody in the bottom one. I think Demon Slayer is just a little too long in the tooth. Nier is impossible because they only want money, so there's no mutually beneficial. So it's either Solo Leveling or One Piece. Which is it, guys? Solo Leveling or One Piece? Solo Leveling or One Piece? Solo, One Piece. Solo, One Piece, One Piece. Solo. Okay, we're fucking doing a poll for a poll, I guess. Okay. I can do more of these. I can do more of these if you want. They're fun for engagement. Don't make fun of me that I don't know how to spell. I feel bad putting Bleach collab in there because I really feel like they tried and it fell through. Okay. It's up. And... go back. Okay, there you go, guys. Go have fun with the poll. Bleach is going to win, though. Bleach is going to win hard. Although, of all of these, honestly, solo leveling is the most likely to get a collab because they're doing something very soon. The rest, I think, are kind of dormant. I'll maybe do a bigger poll that's got like dozens of animes and let people pick 2 that they'd like to see. So we can kind of get like a ranked choice voting kind of a thing going on. But unfortunately, I'm limited on YouTube for only simple polls of 4 questions. New Bleach season in June or July? I take it back. I thought the new Bleach season had happened already. Never mind. All right, guys. I'm going to go make some videos about the new news, and Salome. Anybody got any questions, any units you want to see, any questions you have? By the way, we have completed Abyss now full auto up to floor 117. I've only got 3 more floors to go, so those will be coming out at a rate of 1 per day moving forward. You can kind of see a little sneak preview of them right here. 14, 15, 16, 17 will be done soon. We don't need more domain expansions. Any news if we will have a hunt buff soon? Yes. 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 I'm stuck on floor 102. I've got 2 different videos on how to smash through floor 102, and then Sue's got one as well. How would they even do a Bleach collab? Is it clean? Who this guy? You need to stay in your own lane and leave the dad jokes to the professionals. Do we know when RTA ends? We know theoretically when RTA ends, and that would be on June 26th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Sorry, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, summer and all that. No? Yes? Yes. 11 p.m. Eastern on Friday, June 26th. That's when RTA theoretically should end. But they have made seasons happen earlier or later to line up with things in the past, so we'll have to see. But that's when it should end. Why is it so hard to get through the Radiant Mile after you go to like 50? Because it's intended to be permanent content that's around for a long hecking time. And you'll notice that when you get down to rank 150, there's empty spots. Room to add more. And they'll keep adding on to it as we start completing it. It's forever content. There's no time limit on this. It's something for people to grind on long term in the game. Best 2 units to put on Grace of Growth. 1 unit that you need to farm content, and the other one, the unit that you're testing out to see if it's worthy of Molagora or not. My Grace of Growth currently has Brigida and Biblis. There is not a single damn Molagora or Catalyst in this Biblis. She needs to earn them. She needs to prove to me that she is worthy of the Molagora, that she's worthy of the Catalyst, and then she'll get them. And, spoiler alert, she has proved it, and she is getting everything. But a day before the Salome banner goes live, she is leaving Grace of Growth, and I will upgrade her and give her everything, and then I'll put Salome in her place. And if Salome earns the Catalysts and Penguins and runes and Molagora, then when a new unit comes out, she will go into Salome's place and Salome will get upgraded. Always keep one of them to try it before you buy it. Don't put yourself in a situation where you get all excited for a brand new unit because she's fucking hot and clad in leather, and you go ahead and you max out her Molagora, and then you find out that the only thing good about this unit is her artwork. And you really wish you could get the Molagora back. So, yeah, use Grace of Growth to try it. And once, make your units earn it. Make them prove themselves for you. And Grace of Growth lets you do that. It lets you see, is this a unit I want to invest heavily into? People who say that, like, I've only got enough Mola to Mola like 6 units. Well, put a unit on Grace of Growth and see if it's deserving. Don't listen to me. I'm going to be over here telling you, hell yeah, top model Lulika, she is worth every single freaking Molagora plus 15 this unit. And you go bet and you plus 15 your top model Lulika and you go, fastest one I can build is 260. Feels kind of bad. Tristen read me astray. No, put her on Grace of Growth and see if you can make her work. And if you can, she's earned the Molagora and build her. And if you can't, you go, whoo, let's put somebody else in there and see if they'll earn the Molagora. Because right now for me, even after her buffs and EEs and everything, Biblis has earned it. Brigida hasn't quite earned it yet. I'm still not convinced enough to give her more Molagora. So Brigida she's going to stay here a little longer until I find a way to make her work. And if I can never find a way to make her work, then she will get replaced with another unit that I'm testing. But it's also kind of nice to leave one space open. You got your unit that you're testing out and trying out, and your other space you've got open for doing things, right? Beating this Abyss floor, dealing with Advent. I got a guy who couldn't beat Advent because his haste and his Aramentha were unleveled, unmoled. I'm like, dude, put them both on Grace of Growth, beat Advent, take them off of Grace of Growth. That's a whole lot better than shoving freaking Molagora into haste and Aramentha, right? So you can always use it to help you accomplish content. So I like having one spot open to accomplish content, and the other space I use to test the new units. That's my take on it. I think using these as just a free way to upgrade staple units is kind of a waste of the system. But you can do that too. You can use it to just literally get staple units ready to go while you're molaing them in the background and then swapping them out. You can do that too. Leave a slot for Holo Trials. Yeah, one nice thing is when you want to withdraw them, it is only 24 hours. So literally it's like, okay, I'll withdraw it now and then tomorrow I'll do the content. Can you even use a Grace of Growth unit on Arena or Guild Wars? Not on defense. I think you can use them for offense, but you can't use them on defense. If you ever go into Arena and you're looking at your match history and you notice you got beat by somebody who had like a level 5 unit, and you're like, how the hell did he beat me with a level 5 Setsuka? She was on Grace of Growth. She wasn't level 5 when he used her, but the history shows her as level 5. You'll get this a couple of times in Hall of Trials. People will look at the rank and they're like, oh, number 1 guy's cheating. He used a level 5, Hecate. No, he used Grace of Growth. But you can't put them on defense when they're on Grace of Growth. I don't even think it'll let you put them on defense when they're on Grace of Growth, right? I'm pretty sure it stops you. Yeah, I can't even see her. Brigida's green, right? Or no, Brigida's blue. Yeah, you can't even find them to put them on defense. It won't even show them up. Grace of Growth hides them. Yuck, 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 yuck. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. Hey, Trist, I made my first profile card art. Can you check it and give me my honest opinion? You will get me banned on YouTube here, Psycho? Am I getting baited? Does detonation work with torrent? No, torrent set improves damage. It does not improve additional damage or pop damage. Dots are true damage typically, so no. How about you DM it to me, Psycho? It's not that I don't trust you, it's just I don't trust anybody on the internet. And I don't want to take a 3-week trip to Cancun. Show Biblis's artifact? I just have her on her own. Just from a friend search. Okay. Sorry, man. I'm having trouble trusting today. You made that? That's really good, man. I like using the... Is this Charon? Charon's flames here to give it some effect. Very nice. Speaking of Naruto hype. Woo! Oh, speaking of Naruto hype, how we doing on our poll, guys? Posts. This. Bleach. Yeah, I figured Naruto would kind of fall behind these giants. I like this one because I made it myself. The person who asked me to poll collabs said he wanted to see how well liked a Naruto collab would be, so I put it on the list. I also made this one myself. This was shortly after she was nerfed. Byako made these for me. I had this one during the Freerin collab. Thought it was really nice. And Byaka did my self-portrait. So if you guys are looking for a nice profile card, Byako takes commissions. He's in my Discord. Just shoot him a DM. Yeah, Cookie's the GOAT, right? Omerl? Omrizzles. Let's call you Omi. I'm glad it worked out for you. E7 Masters in the house. I'm looking forward to that this weekend. That's a fun time. We'll stream that again too. Guys, this went on a little longer than I expected. We've been live for over 3 hours. Turgwin, yeah. He's got a tough seed, but I'm looking forward to seeing him fight. I got high hopes. Not saying I bet any money on him because I don't want him to feel any stress or pressure. I'm just saying that maybe it would be in his best interest to win this fight. All right, guys, let's find somebody to raid you off into. Any last minute questions? Anybody? Me and Elle have got the top 2-pack. Here's the thing, though. I love Elf to death. Nobody dislikes Elf. Elf's one of the coolest people out there. But Elf gets tourney jitters like nobody I've ever seen. So, yeah. He doesn't work well under pressure. You do. Crush them. They're all faceless bad guys. Anyway, let's go raid Elf Mage and wish him luck in the tournament. All right. I will catch you guys later, and join my Discord. If you have any questions, hit me up there. I'll do my best to answer them. I am behind on my DMs. Don't be offended by it. I'll get the news video up in my Salome reactions for those of you who missed it, but long story short, she is pretty. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one, everybody.